It was a cunning plan.
It was all part of a cunning plan.
By the DM.
Gentlemen and ladies, welcome back to session 10. This feels a bit like a milestone. We made it to 10 whole sessions.
Woo!
I
She said
feel
milestone. We leveled up.
No, we didn't
Yes.
level up.
Yeah.
Level up. Good try though, but no. How about we just say not yet? So who wants to recap the action-packed session from last time? I suggest people that don't have DM inspiration go first. I do want to make sure that you guys all have DM inspiration, by the way. So if you participate in these kinds of things, you'll get your DM inspiration back.
I do not.
A lot of you guys didn't have it.
I don't remember what happened, so...
I might have been looking at your sheets this week.
Well, all I know is we're fucked.
How did we get there?
Yeah.
Is the question.
Why don't we talk about this? Because honestly, last session to me was one of the better sessions that we've had, as far as I got to see a lot of character development, how you guys interact with each other, which I really loved.
Things I remember. I was tied up. We're now in a camp.
Yeah.
Forgot everything in
That's
between.
it? Oh my god.
All right, in character, please.
So I remember whenever we arrived in the last session, we were looting, and those people that we killed didn't even have anything in their pockets, like not even lint.
Yeah, I wonder why they didn't have anything in their pocket.
Not a clue, but I know Tanzu was upset about it.
Yeah.
That Tanzu was upset about it. I don't remember this.
He got some arrows
Yeah.
and a crossbow.
Yeah, that's true. And then he also took a potion that made him grow several mushrooms out of his head.
Oh, yes. Tanzu and the potions.
Yeah.
What else happened?
Let's see. Izul and Karumbo got a special mission to rescue someone.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that, so everyone knows about it now.
Yeah.
What happened, sorry?
Izul and Karumbo, they have a special mission to rescue somebody?
Yeah, they do. Do we know anything about this person, Izul and Karumbo? Who is it that you're looking for exactly?
Oh shoot, I wrote his name down. We're looking for a cleric of some sort who got captured.
Mm-hmm.
That was a monk.
He's a monk,
Well,
yep.
a monk.
I thought it was a
Okay,
monk.
there we go.
A religious man. Mm-hmm.
Religious dude.
Just because you're a monk doesn't mean you're religious.
True.
Just means you're spiritual.
Well, that's fair. He
There's
belongs to
a
some order of a
difference.
something or other. But you know, where's that guy's name?
All right, what else? Are you looking for his name still? Do you want me to
I'm
tell
still
you?
looking for his name. Yeah, why don't you go ahead and give me a
His name's Leosin.
Leosin.
Yes. And he is an expert, self-proclaimed perhaps, expert on the cult of dragons. And he's been captured by them.
Not as much of an expert as we're gonna be.
Yeah, so you guys came across this camp, right? And what was one of your rejected plans to enter it? You guys came up with a bunch of different plans.
The enlarge, reduce was
Alright,
a failed plan.
What was this about?
We're gonna cast enlarge, reduce on Darius, but we decided not to because it only lasted a minute.
Okay.
But it would have been funny to have had small bunny go to large bunny. But
Oh, were you trying to sneak in using like a small
Yes.
making?
yeah.
Okay. Making Darius small, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Smaller.
Yeah.
Smaller.
Oh. Normal bunny sized.
Okay. Did you have one about flying?
Yeah, someone had an idea about flying.
Was that to get in or to get out?
That was an escape plan.
Yeah, that was our
Oh.
escape plan. One of our escape plans that we decided we couldn't do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was a get you in or get you out kind of thing.
Well, we were kind of in that whole brainstorming. How do we get in? How do we get out? phase,
Gotcha.
So I can see how it'd be confusing because we were confused.
And so what did you guys settle on as your ultimate plan?
Fuck it, act like we belong.
Okay.
The next morning.
The next morning. All right.
Yes.
So that our brilliant, stealthy friend wouldn't be quite such a sleep-deprived asshole.
I can hear the quotes on Brilliant.
Like what?
Heard the sarcasm hashtag.
Right? Right. Definitely could hear that there. And so, yeah. So you guys just kind of walked in the next day, right?
Well, we walked up and introduced ourselves,
Okay.
and then made our way in.
Why would they just let you guys in?
They're not very bright either.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because I have a way with words.
Oh,
Well,
you have
that
a way.
too.
Okay. All right. Have you convinced them that you're there for a purpose?
At least some of them. Some of them pried a bit. Lynn almost got caught, but I saved her. That's okay.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you saved her. Things might go south very quickly if
No!
I'm
if she
waiting
gets
for it.
caught, you know? Like,
Yeah, that would have been bad.
it's pretty tenuous, I would say. There's a lot of bad guys in that camp. It is their, like, main base of operations as far as we know.
Oh, you don't say.
So, I mean, as far as we know. Yeah.
We know nothing though. Really, is what that comes down to.
Do we know that there's a fuck ton of people? We've seen them on the way in.
Look at the map!
Oh, you don't even my map's better than your map.
Yeah, your map has a million more people on it,
It
I'm sure.
does. It has a lot more people on it.
Because why show us all of them?
Oh, you haven't even been to the other side of the camp yet. So
It's another side of the camp?
Oh yeah, we're dead.
yeah,
I
you
need
haven't been
whiskey.
over to the main tent where all the guard drakes are. I don't suggest you go over
True.
there. Did
Probably
you know,
better
fun
there.
fact, the guard drakes are fully alert even when they're sleeping?
Did not know that.
They were bred that way. Yeah.
That's
So you better be careful with them. It's just a little fun fact. So you met with a recruiter, right? So you guys are joining the Cult of Dragons as far as these guys know. Is that correct?
As far as
Yeah.
they know.
And you've met up with a person named
That lady in the back.
the lady in the back.
Yep, the person standing beside us.
Yep. Aura Liaden is her actual name. She's the head of recruiting and for the Cult of Dragons. So let's continue. She had just escorted you guys into the side of the cliff where there are numerous openings and things. So yeah. So let's just go from there. Everybody should make sure you can all have DM inspiration. If you don't already have it on your sheet, please mark it. You're gonna need it.
So we're gonna die, is what you're saying.
No, the DM's
Right.
job is
That's,
not
nope,
to kill
that's what you're saying.
not to
That's
kill the
player
people.
versus DM.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's how it is. Player
that's not how
versus
this
DM.
works.
That's
So
exactly
your
how
map
this-
should be mostly dark, except for the top left corner.
Joke's on you,
Yeah,
it's all
I-
dark.
Oh, it's all
It's all
dark.
dark.
Okay, hold on.
It's all dark.
Hold on. We can fix that. I was definitely putting on some of the
Dynamic lighting.
fog of war.
Well, you did a great job with the fog.
Okay, yep.
Oh, boy.
Also, check out the black areas.
Oh, you did such a good job.
Good
Surrounded by pink
gravy.
lines.
Didn't
I
I do a
love
good
it.
job at hiding the things that I didn't want you guys to see?
I wonder
Such a
what's
good
under
job.
there.
What in the hell? I like how that grid is above half of it.
Yes.
You could also, if you zoom in on the far right, you can see something poking out.
Yep.
What? Ooh,
Oh no. I don't like that thing.
what thing? I don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
trying to zoom in on my right area.
Yep, we're dead. We're dead.
What the fuck is the room full of blood? What? Why?
Well, I'm
Yeah, what the fuck? What the
I
fuck?
don't know.
And all of the skeletons? What the fuck?
Also, fuck this being monetized.
What do you mean?
All the language in the first 10 minutes.
I can't monetize anyway. I don't have enough subscribers or watch times.
I wasn't sure what the requirements were. What? That's a troll skull. What the fuck? We're dead.
Oh.
It's been fun.
Oh, you guys are dead. I'm gonna join the Cult of Dragons and befriend them all.
I'm gonna go grab a shot glass before I die.
All right, let me zoom in my map. So basically, yeah, so Ara's leads you guys down a rocky staircase into a dark series of caves. You don't know. You see the first cave. Inside you see two of the cultists that look like the leader of the group you just killed before. So they've got the masks on. They're just standing there. They look like they're guarding, but they look like they're guarding kind of nonchalantly. What you see in front of you is there's some bedrolls set up on the ground. There are some lights, but it's still dim lidded. So if you don't have dark vision, it takes a little bit for your eyes to get adjusted to the dark. So the lighting in this particular part is dimly lit. It's stone all around you. There's some dirt that has been swept from the floor. They're trying to keep the floor clean. You can see that happens, but it is just rocks, like smooth stone and whatnot on the ground. There's some barrels and chairs and crates and all manner of looks like a storage room with some bedrolls perhaps in there. The cave is about 10 to 12 feet tall at this part. We'll say that's 12 feet tall. So as Aura walks down the stairs and you guys are in tow, she looks up and she says, Stuart, have some new recruits. How did our last batch fare? And the guy here as you're coming down the stairs, is on your left. He looks up at her and he bows his head and he says, ma'am, they didn't return. I haven't seen a one of them. She says, was there any screaming? Oh, not that we heard. We opened the door, ma'am, and sent them in like you directed, and they haven't come back. And she just kind of looks pensively at the group. She turns and looks at the group and she says, I don't expect all of these ones to come back either. However, if you could arrange for the bodies to be found, we shouldn't let them rot. See if they get a chance to see Frederick, if you will, please, at some point. But basically, you know the drill. And then she starts to walk back up the stairs. And as she's walking back up the stairs, a young messenger comes in. He looks young. He's a shorter little kobold. And he says in Draconic, for those of you who understand Draconic, you hear him say, the rear guard has been murdered. And she kind of listens to this and she says, I have to go. Make sure they're taken care of. And she leaves the cave. And then this guy here says to you, come in, come closer. We won't bite. I hear you're going to join us. Hello?
Your name was Simon?
That's Stu.
Stuart.
Don't call me Stu. I go by Stuart. Leo,
That's
you
what
should
I
know
said,
this.
Stuart.
Don't call me Leo. I'm Leonard. And they kind of look at you. Stuart and Leonard. And you are
New here.
new here. Oh, okay, that's a very interesting name. Stu, I don't think his name is new here. You fool, Stuart says. Of course it's not new here. Nobody would name their kid new here. And Leonard goes and sits in his chair. Stuart says. So, you guys are going to join us. Okay, so first things first, we need to take an inventory of who you are and where you're from. This is for remains purposes or inheritance. I'm sure everything's going to be fine. You don't need to worry. It's not like people go missing or anything. And he has a piece of paper and something to write with. And he looks first at Tanzu and says, You first, little one. We don't normally recruit children.
The fuck you call it a child?
Well, you.
I'm not a child.
You do understand that our kobolds are probably going to murder you on sight, right?
Okay, and?
Kobolds hate gnomes.
I hate them.
How did you even get in here?
I walked in.
Because he's with me and my friends.
Okay, I guess that's fair. We'll just have to make sure the kobolds don't try to eat this gnome.
I think they'll find that a bit dangerous if they tried.
Well, I don't think it's a very good idea for you to threaten at first, sir.
I wasn't threatening. That would be self-defense. There's no threat there.
Okay, fair. Short gnome guy. Name, please.
Tanzu.
Tanzu. Is that with 2 O's or a U?
You.
A U, okay. Gnome. Gnome is your race?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have any family?
Nope.
No living family. Do you have any medical issues that we need to be aware of? Any back problems?
You mean other than the mushrooms growing out of my head?
Well, you probably should bathe. But other than that? Nope. Okay. Please step ahead. Over by Leo there. Next. You, tall guy. No. The human-looking one.
I don't think I'm that tall. I'm average height.
Well, you're taller than the gnome. And
that's
a
very low bar to
Paragon in there?
Be above.
And a halfling. Oh, dear God. Okay. The gods of this is... Okay. You, sir, what is your name?
Sven.
Sven? Okay. All right. And where are you from? Well, or do you have family living?
No one living, no. But
No,
I'm from
also-
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. Okay. He makes notes. Do you have any medical issues that we need to know about? Any past trauma to your physical person? Any addictions?
I got a paper cut last week, if that's
Paper cut.
going to be a problem.
Right. Okay, well, we'll avoid some lemon juice for you then. Please step ahead. Over next to your gnome friend. Next, you, lady with the floating hair.
Yeah.
What is your name?
Lynn.
You're Lynn, okay. Where are you from?
I'm from a cave.
Cave.
By the Sea of Swords.
Okay. Do you have any next of kin? We need to notify when you die. Any next of kin?
No.
Also, no. This is suspicious. Any medical issues that we need to be concerned about?
Not that I'm aware of.
You hair floats. That seems like a physical impairment of some sort. I'll just write it here. Floating hair. Okay, please stand over there next to Sven and Tanzu with a U. Please. You, Hairgun. Hello?
Did you forget Tim's not here?
No.
Oh,
This is part
okay.
of it.
Just making sure.
Okay. I guess he's just not. We'll do him last. Halfling.
Yes.
Name?
There he is.
He glances from Tanzu to Ben. Bo.
Bo? With an
B-O.
It's pardon? B-O? Bo. Oh, okay. Next of kin?
I'm an orphan.
You also don't have family.
I have some friends and you can send my things to in Baldur's Gate.
Oh, in Baldur's Gate. Okay, also Baldur's Gate. Okay, all right, sounds good. Any medical conditions other than being too short?
To what?
Short.
Where?
You.
Certainly not.
No, you're okay. Any other medical conditions?
I've had some loose bowels lately.
Loose bowels and a paper cut. Oh, I love my job. Okay. Stand over there next to floating hair, Lynn. Her name was.
Okay.
Dragonborn.
Yes.
Name?
Izul.
Izul. Is that with a U or two O's?
Izul.
All right. I-Z-U-L. All right. Next of kin?
Mother and father.
A mother and a father. Okay. Good. You're the only one apparently who has family still. I wonder if you murdered. Do you think they murdered their own family?
I've
All
been
of them.
traveling them for quite a bit, so no.
Oh, okay. Any medical conditions?
I'd say I had a scar on my back, but that's just about it. And a couple of other scars, but I should be fine.
Scars are not a medical condition, sir. Please stand over
You
there.
asked for something? Okay, whatever.
Just stand over there with the rest of them. Okay, you, Harrigan. Hello? Hello, are you? Harrigan. Bunny? So Stuart looks up at you and says, Harrigan, you'd think with ears your size you'd be able to pay attention. Hello? Hello? Name?
What happened?
Name?
My name is None.
None. If you say your last name is of your business. Real last name?
My actual name is Darius Stabman.
Darius Stabman. Okay. Next of kin? Are they alive? Where can we find them?
Not here.
Not here. Sir, do you understand that you are going to join the Cult of Dragons? There is a good chance that you might perish in the initiation. I need to know where to send your corpse.
If you can find a way into the Feywild, then yes.
Feywilds. Okay. Fey. F-A-Y?
EY.
E-Y. Okay. All right. And any medical conditions that we need to know about?
Just gonna point at my eye patch.
Well, okay.
Do I really need to tell you?
So no eye. Okay. All right. Stand over here by your friends.
I guess.
Leonard stands up. My name is Leonard. This is Stu. Don't call me Stu. It's Stuart. I'm Leonard. That's Stuart. We're the person in charge of you now. You belong to us. He tries to sound all tough and gruff. And he says, okay, so this is where your home, this is going to be your home for the next little while. There's only 3 bedrolls here. If you'd like to sleep, you can. Food will be provided. We have a few tasks for you to do. First things first, we would like you to find our missing trainees, as you know, as you might have heard when you were coming in here. As Madame Aura did say, you know, she was looking for the other recruits and they just didn't come back. We sent them in to clear out the caves and the caverns and they haven't returned. So there were 6 of them. If you could bring us back their bodies or something to denote them, that would be great. We'd also like you to clear all the pests in the caves, and then when you're done, or maybe beforehand, we'd like you to go and have a little bit of a talk with Frederick. Understood?
What is a Frederick?
Leonard looks over at Stuart and they kind of laugh at each other. You'll see. Go talk to the Dragon Fang around the corner there. And he points to the stairs. No. If you would like to draw a map of the caverns as you go, feel free.
How do you get around if you don't have a map?
We
You have some paper?
just know where we are. Just follow. How did
Forgive
you
me
even...
for not assuming.
So
I mean, you
can-
didn't even see my eye patch when you asked about other medical things, so like I didn't. Never mind.
So you've never gotten lost down here?
No, I have not.
I find that incredibly difficult to believe.
Oh, I mean, I do my job. We hang out here. I actually don't go much past the big door. To be honest,
started to assume as much.
You know, I don't need to. That's for you guys. That's why lovely adventurers who want to join the Cult of Dragons. You know, that's for you guys to do. All good adventures start with cleaning out caves.
It's no wonder your recruits keep vanishing on you.
Well, if they were worth their weight, they would come back.
Are you calling them fat?
Oh, I'm just saying that they're not as good as they claim to be.
He's calling them fat.
No wonder
nothing
they
to do
didn't want to
with
stick
fat.
around.
This has nothing to do with fat. Do we look fat to you?
Yes.
Everybody looks
Well-
fat to me.
I mean, if it'd say you're worth your weight, then probably no. Pretty scrawny, actually.
Yeah, exactly. We're fed well here at this camp, but we have to work. Okay, so if you want to just be on your way, there's a door. So to get into the cave, Leonard is saying, so to get into the cave, you're just going to go down that path in front of you here. And he points to the rocky stairs that lead downwards to the next cavern, which you can actually see is lit up more than this room is. If you go into the next cavern and then you hang a right, you will come to a big door. When you go beyond that door is where you need to clean out all the pests and find our missing trainees. And then when you're done there, just come back. And if you don't come back, we will have the next set go and look for your corpses too.
And you're sure that there's no other way in or out that they may have left from after being insulted?
Oh no, this is the only way in and the only way out.
How would you know without a map?
I've been through these we
I
live...
thought you said you never left this area.
I've been through, but it doesn't mean I go there now. You know,
Why is there a door there?
you'll see.
How'd the pest get in if you've been there?
It's been a while.
So clearly there's another way in.
Not necessarily.
So they miraculously sprang out of the stone walls then?
Yes.
You're saying?
Magic does exist.
It's a miraculous cave. Neat.
It is.
That's
Okay,
not
so be on
I've
your way
seen
now.
magic. That's not how it works.
Just, okay, down through here, please. This way. Go ahead. And Leonard motions down the stairs to you. Move along now. Have fun.
As we leave the room.
Enjoy yourself.
Bye, Leo. Bye, Stu.
Bye, Sven. It's Leonard. He's Stu. I'm Stuart.
That's what I said. Yep. Bye, Leo. Bye, Stu.
On my
Enjoy
way
the
through,
afternoon tea.
I'm gonna run underneath this guy's legs
Okay.
and accidentally
Just sack tap him.
get him in the sack with my ear.
Oh.
That's-
Oh, sorry about that, mate.
See if you. Why do we let short people in here?
Oh, he's another one of those, huh?
They're
Okay.
all like that.
All right. So as you guys enter, you can see that this cavern is easily 20 feet tall. It's well lit. It seems to come from. There seems to be some kind of it looks like natural lighting, but you think it's coming from the moss and stuff around. You don't see any actual lamps. There's a pool of fresh water in the middle. Looks like they take their drinking water from here. There's a bucket and some rope. There's all sorts of crates and things around. And you do see some more dragon wings and dragon fangs and cult of dragon members wearing black with their masks. To your left, there's another door, or there is a door. And to the right, around the corner, you see another tunnel.
Is the water drinkable?
Yeah, you think so. There's a bucket there.
All right, I'm just gonna refill my sack of water.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm gonna take an upper decker in it.
This dragon fang
Ew.
comes
Not
over
actually.
and says, pull those pants back up, sir.
I said not actually.
Okay. He comes
Was-
he comes over and says, new recruits?
Maybe.
Oh, what's it to ya?
Yes, sir.
Did he tell you to come and see? Were you told to come see Frederick?
Nope.
Yes.
Yes, we were.
I'll thump Tanzu on the head.
Okay. Please come down here to these stairs. Any motions to his right.
Oh shit.
Follow
Oh, I want to go
me.
see Frederick.
Come.
I'm not going first.
Mm-mm.
As you guys get to the top of the stairs, you see a sunken-in chamber a little bit that has blood all over the floor. Doesn't look fresh, and there's bones piled up. And you see a stone golem standing with his back to you. And he does not appear to be moving.
Hey, bunny friend, you're looking for a fight, right?
With who? What? This guy?
Go get him.
The dragon fang looks at you all and puts his arm out to stop you from running in. This is Frederick. He will be your sparring opponent. Should you come back from the caves alive?
Oh, I can't fight him now?
If you'd like to, sure. 1-on-1. Oh, you're short. We'll let you take another one. Yeah, if you'd like to spar with him.
I was already dashing towards Frederick before he said I could take another one.
Okay. Who's gonna fight with you?
This is where Tim died.
Whoever wants to.
Oh, I couldn't hear that. What was that?
Whoever wants to. But you see me sprinting towards Frederick. I need to let out some anger. This guy's mine.
You got this, I believe in you.
Karumbo looks over at Kyle and Izul and goes, I'm game. Unless one of you.
I'm just gonna give Darius a thumbs up from the safety of back here.
He's all yours.
An emotional thumbs up.
All right.
Yourself out.
All right. Let's roll for initiative for the people that are gonna spar with Frederick here.
Yes.
People that can get ripped in half by Frederick.
Yeah. I will tell you though.
Nothing like getting it over early.
Damage that you take will be taken.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't
so-
rage to have it?
I mean, you
Yeah.
can't. No, I mean, you're not going to immediately be healed as soon as you're done, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
She's
okay.
saying if you die in here, you're dead.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Damn.
saying.
Look at the bodies and blood around you. You're probably gonna die in here.
Yeah, they're dead.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Fucking Darius's number.
They
It'll be fine.
It's a spar error, right? It's just all good, right? It's a spar.
Explain the bodies.
How tall is this stone golem? I know he's a large creature, but
He would be pretty tall. Let's see if I can get a general description of what a stone golem looks like for you guys. All right, I guess I can't spell golem properly on D&D Beyond.
Imagine. I say as I fell to spell the word the.
not me having to actually think about how you spell golem for a second.
Yeah,
Wait,
same.
how-
I had 2 L's in it.
There's not
Stone
it.
golems are magical constructs cut and chiseled from stone to appear as tall, impressive statues. Like other golems, they are nearly impervious to spells and ordinary weapons. Nearly, of course. Stone golems display a great variety of shape and form, cut and chiseled from stone to appear as tall, impressive statues. I just read that part. Though most bear humanoid features, stone golems can be carved in any form the sculptor can imagine. So this one looks like a half dragon, but he is made of stone.
Okay.
And he would be probably at least 7 foot tall. So-
7 feet.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
Say hot.
Yes, he did.
He did. So as you come closer, Frederick turns and looks down at you both. The Dragon Fang over here, who looks maybe like his handler, possibly, says, okay, start whenever. This'll be good. And the other 2 cult guys kind of come over and you can hear them starting to make bets.
Nope.
They're all betting for Frederick.
I'm gonna turn back and say, "You guys are betting on the wrong man." And bonus action rage.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna roll C. Yeah, I'm gonna transform this time. It's fine. I believe odd is my not Chungus form, which thank goodness. Yes. Okay, cool. So I transform into the monstrous were-rabbit creature inside of my rage. And then yeah, I guess I'm close enough. I'm just gonna take 2 claw attacks at Frederick.
Okay. Oh, you actually managed to hit him. Hold on.
And he's only got 7 hit points, and we win.
We win.
Damage immunities. Slashing from non-magical attacks. Are your slashings magical?
Let me double check. I don't think so. Nope.
Oh, a big word immune pops above his head.
Fuck, our Destiny's dialogue. Get fucked.
No.
I wouldn't have read that in my rage, so I'm just gonna fucking attack again. and get
Okay.
another immune number.
Nope.
Same thing, unfortunately. Anything else you'd like to do on your turn as Frederick just stands there looking down at you?
No. Nope. Look over to Karumbo. I got him pretty good, didn't I?
You hear the dragon wings in the background just laughing.
Quite good hits. Quite good.
Thanks.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, hit him. Scratch him.
Crumbo draws his rapier and uses the action of saluting the thing to hopefully disguise a little bit that he's casting. Oh shoot, where'd it go? Divine favor
Okay.
on himself. And then, having saluted his opponent, he's going to go ahead and take a swipe. Or a stab.
Okay. So your rapier is not magical, right?
No.
So that
correct.
won't do damage to him because he's immune to piercing damage as well.
Correct.
However, your radiant damage should hit, right? Because you get an extra 1d4 radiant.
Right.
So Frederick kind of stands there a little bit and takes 3 points of damage.
And that's all the health he has. He's dead. Right? Right? He's dead.
Uh-huh.
We do that 400 more times, and
My-
So it'll be fine. You
My
do that
friends aren't
for
gonna die here?
times, it'll be fine.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, because I used my bonus action. Yeah, that's
Okay.
it.
All right. Frederick looks at the person that actually did some damage to him. And you see him raise his hands up super high. And then he slams them down on the ground. And I don't know why it's rolling to me. Hold on.
Imagine.
I'll re-roll it.
Oh boy.
So does 23 hit you?
Yeah, I think it does. I
Okay.
think it does.
I will take this
Yeah.
opportunity to remind you guys that this is a friendly spar and that you're allowed to quit anytime you'd like.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Crumbo, are you feeling it, Mr. Krabs?
Let's see, 22. So...
That wasn't Crumble. That was Darius that took that.
Oh, it was.
Oh, I thought you said
Oh
the
wait,
person
no,
that
Crumble.
actually...
It is
That was
Crumble.
Karumbo.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's Crumble.
okay.
See, oh my god, I get your tokens
See-
mixed up. I had
We're
this
right
whole
there
thing
on
at
the
the
screen
beginning.
in front of you and
I
everything.
know,
tell you.
and I put it at the begin, like even at the beginning of the session, right? Where Rand's in here, and I keep calling him Tim. You guys get messed up in my brain. Okay, so yeah, whoever this is, Karumbo, it's gonna take all that damage.
Yep, I took some damage.
Okay,
Some.
Yeah, only a little. It's fine.
You got this. I believe in you.
Crumble looks
I'm
at
just
the
gonna clap
person
my
and goes,
hands watching.
this doesn't seem like a good idea.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought I did a pretty good job. I swiped at him twice. I think you just made him more angry.
Fair.
Nothing wrong about anything I said.
the Dragon Fang looks at you guys. Care to continue?
Yeah. Literally always.
Okay. I mean,
plus two rage damage.
okay, yeah, okay.
You know.
You're just punching a brick wall.
So as your claws scrape down the leg of this stone golem, you actually see sparks from your claws where they grate against his stone.
Okay. Attack again and then react to that.
And then you miss with the second one.
Nope. I see the sparks come out of my claws from that first attack. Look over to Crumbo and see like, these guys are making me better. I can make fire with my hands. That's it.
I don't think that's better. Karumbo actually is going to move back a bit and go talk to this guy over here and go, okay, that was fun. We'll come back in a little bit.
And the Dragon Fang kind of looks at you knowingly and a little bit smugly, and he says, okay, sounds good. Frederick, thank you. And Frederick turns back to the wall that he had been looking at when you came in, and just stops moving entirely. And that ends our fun session with Frederick.
I cast message.
Yep. 2.
And it's Frederick.
Okay.
And just say, you look quite bored. Are you enjoying your life here?
Would Frederick be able to talk back? I think he would.
I'm still swiping away by you. I
Yeah,
have no idea
That's
what's
fine.
going on.
He's turned his back to you.
Yep.
Frederick
Just
replies
giving
back
a
with
Stone Golem a back massage.
Frederick replies back with, I smash. I move. I break. And that's all he says back to you.
Hey, Darius, buddy, come on.
Still just fucking swiping away. I'm pissed.
You're not getting anywhere, bud. Come on, I'll find something else for you to kill.
He's raged and in his were-bunny form.
Yeah, I am as close to out of character. I am as close to a frenzied rage from Berserker Barbarian as you can be without being in a frenzied rage. Like,
I
I've
wanna
had 2
throw
people
something
call me short.
I kind of want to throw something at you, but I think you'll just turn and murder me.
You can certainly try.
I'm not gonna risk it.
Just call out, Darius. Sun's getting real low, big guy.
At which point my claws go down. I'll turn back to Karumbo, notice that he left. And I'll just unrage. And come back
There'll
over.
be other chances.
And the Dragon Wing guys that were betting are just laughing. The one says to Darius on the way by, I thought you had him there.
Don't encourage him.
What's your name?
No one's ever asked me my name.
I'm asking you now. What's your name? I'm curious.
It's Jeb.
Take out a small quill and some paper. Jeb. Sounds
No,
good.
Not
I'm gonna wink and leave.
It doesn't start with a G. It's a J. It looks like this.
Oh shit, you're right. Cross out.
Admit it's an E, not an I,
Shit. Okay, got it.
and then a B, not a D.
I always get that shit backwards. Got it. Roll it up, put it back in. Wink at him, and walk off. Bye, Jed.
Bye. Have fun. He calls after you. The one Dragon Fang who had what looked like he was in control of Frederick kind of calls out to you guys and says, the door is to the right down the tunnel.
Is the door unlocked for us to proceed?
Who are you asking?
Whoever just said that the door was down the tunnel.
Oh, yeah. It's just open fine. You won't have to break it.
I don't like the word should.
Well, if you have issues getting the door open, we'll help you. No worries.
If the door is locked, you will no longer have a door.
Even if it's unlocked, I'm still fucking fuming. I'm sprinting towards said door. I'm gonna kick it.
You're gonna kick it? Okay.
I imagine you like
You
running
might
up
want to
and
look
just
at the
jump
door
kicking
first,
both
since
feet.
this might be a stone door.
All right, as you guys get closer, so the tunnel that you're in is about 10 feet tall, so it's gotten a little bit narrower compared to the cavern, and it is dimly lit. You can't tell where the light source is coming from, though. It almost seems like it's seeping through the rocks somehow. You're not sure entirely. You don't see lights, but you guys can kind of see dimly. So dark vision people can see no problems, okay? At the end of the tunnel, as you get closer, you see a large wooden door that covers the whole or the end of the tunnel from top to bottom. There's a little bit underneath, and you can feel air flowing through. And the door just looks like a plain wooden door. It has a handle on it. It will open towards you.
Not if I kick it, it ain't. Fuck.
Well, so you raise your bunny foot up in your rage, and you slam it into the door, and the door just does nothing. And, doesn't even move. And most people would think that you might have hurt your foot a little bit.
I'm just gonna walk up and try and pull on the door.
All right, you're gonna pull on it?
Mhm.
All right, do you twist the handle at all?
Yeah.
Okay, the door opens.
Give a little side eye to Tanzu. As soon as that door is open, I'm like, when people are like super pissed and like they want to hit something but they can't.
I believe
They're
me,
just
bud.
like flexing their arms and shit and like being all huffy. That's what I'm gonna do through this door.
Lead the way.
Okay.
I got your sticks.
Before I go in there, I'm gonna actually
Oh
drink
god.
one of my potions of healing.
Okay.
Crumble, you're fine. You have what? Like 5 health left? You're fine. You got this.
I've got 14, but yeah,
Damn, you have a lot
That's
more than me.
plenty. That's like 7 attacks.
and that's a what? That's a
2d4
2d4
plus 2, I believe.
2d4 plus 2. Okay.
Can those dragon guards hear us from here? If I were to,
They'll be able to hear you. It's quite echoey in the cave.
what if we go past the door?
If you go past the door, they don't really hear you, especially if you're going to close the door behind you. So for people...
What if I whisper?
Okay. Yeah, if you whisper, it'll be fine. I can have them do perception if you'd like.
Alright, where we go past this door? Then that one messenger that came in, he said something in Draconic saying, since most of you don't speak it, they found the real god of murder. That might have been us. Pretty sure it was us, so we probably do not have much time.
You mean the
That's
people
like-
we killed?
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, we probably don't have much time here. They could connect it to us, they may not connect it to us. We don't know. I don't know.
Okay, for the 4 of you guys that have come forward through the door, who are now standing there, you need to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Lynn, how come you're rolling with a disadvantage?
Oh, what the fuck?
Did it do it automatically,
know.
or do you have the thing clicked?
Got it clicked.
Okay. We'll take your second roll because it's better for you.
oh man.
That'd be the first roll.
Okay, so everybody except for Darius, Crumbo, and Tanzu, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. So Darius and Karumbo. Hold on.
Oh, for frick's sakes.
Oh, roll.
Well,
Okay, so Darius and Karumbo are going to take 23 points of damage.
What?
Okay.
Crumbo falls over with a slight moan.
That would have fucking killed me.
And Tanzu and Lynn are going to take half of that. So 11.
Ow!
oh my god.
So what you guys have seen when you walk in the door, once the door opens, you see a cavern that starts off with a 10-foot ceiling that then slopes to 20 feet. The ground all around is filled with this brown mold. Like it's a thick, fuzzy mold that's kind of, could be a moss that's brown colored, and it's all in this one half of the the cave, and if you look beyond it, you'll see that there's a water and a water that runs through a bridge. To your left looking in, or sorry, to your right looking in, you'll see that there's some stairs that go up, some rock stairs that go up. And when you look over to your left, you actually see 2 corpses, and you see that there's fire coming up from what looks like a level below through a hole in the brown moss.
I'm sorry, I don't know if I missed it or not. Did you say what we took?
Oh, this was
That
cold
damage from-
damage. Sorry, I probably should have told you guys that. Because if you have immunity to cold damage, let me know. We'll make adjustments.
Immunity? We're not
Immunity
that
or like resistances, or I don't know. Some people have natural resistances to things.
Right. But like, what was it in the room that did cold damage?
You don't know.
I'm sure we'll find out when it kills us.
Okay.
So, I want to warn you guys that Crumbo is now at 0. Or Darius, sorry, is at 0. Did it again? No, Crumbo.
No, you had it right the
I
first
did it right
time.
the
You
first
had it
time.
right the first time.
Yeah, I'm aware. I was waiting for talking to be done.
So Crumbo has like slipped to his knees
I got you.
and is unconscious.
Run over. Pop a cork off a regular healing potion. Up that. Mouth first. Right into his face hole.
Ooh, it's tasty.
What flavor is it?
It's orange.
I thought it'd been cherry.
Nope, don't like cherry. So Crumbo sits up with his teeth chattering. What the?
The room is very cold, despite the fact that you're only a few feet from what looks to be like fire and lava.
Well, I'm gonna yell back, or not yell. Say that loud enough that the people that haven't entered the room know it's cold in here. Like, stupidly cold.
Stepping closer to the fiery pit place thing make me feel warmer?
No,
Colder?
nope, no change.
No change. Okay. Come back. I think this might be some kind of like magical cold. We used to have this all the time back home. You just used to like just randomly get super cold for no reason. I couldn't do anything about it. This feels kind of like that. Could very much be wrong though. Just spitballing some stuff.
They said there was things to kill in here. I don't see anything alive.
Oh, by the way,
Is it
this
good-
door is
cool.
open, by the way, unless you guys have told me that you've closed it.
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
The cold's bad enough.
Did they say what the things we I was off in space the entire time they were talking to us about whatever we got to do in here?
I think they called them pest.
They just said it was a pest.
Or, well, what's the word you used?
Pests.
Was
Clear
it
out the
pest?
pests and bring back bodies, or find the missing initiates.
Yeah, we have to clear pests and find, well, them. What's the point of the bodies?
I check for what I would perceive to be a set of or any kind of pest tracks in this brown mold.
The brown mold is thickly covering the floor, so you won't see any tracks. You do hear.
They don't like imprint on the mold any.
No, not that you can
interfere?
see.
That's fucked.
How rude.
I'm gonna approach the water.
Tanzu, please be careful.
How many squares did you move, Tanzu?
One too many. I'm there.
Okay.
But that's 4, 5,
Okay.
which is my movement.
Okay.
Are we in combat?
Nope.
No.
No. Well, I'm
No, but
scared that
it's
she
safe
asked.
to assume that moving across this floor may or may not have adverse effects as you continue to walk across it.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
fair.
was kind of wondering.
So,
Interesting.
Was it Tanzu, please be careful.
So
Oh,
for
was
each-
it that evident?
Oh yeah.
each square you
Sure was.
move, you may or may not have to make a saving throw every time you move across this or through it or whatever.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what the fuck it is.
And it did a lot of damage last time, so
Do I have to make a saving throw?
not yet.
Okay.
Would you ask me what you see?
I haven't asked that question yet.
Okay.
I'm thinking and panicking. Hold on.
I'm gonna just.
Brit's just piecing out.
Well,
Or Lynn.
here, let me actually move the door so that we know that the door is like not blocking your view or anything.
Imagine being able to move the door. Oh, but you just.
Whoa.
I'm just gonna move it to the side.
The door magically teleports away into a wall.
So when the door opens, people that are on the non-mold side of the door actually can feel the blast of cold come out and touch their faces and the front of their body. And it is significantly colder than the rest of the cave behind them.
I'm going to slowly start moving towards whatever this is.
Constitution saving throw.
Bone.
Well, I have to move either way. I'm in the center of the mold.
Constitution saving throw no matter where you're gonna go, sir.
Ow. So how dead am I?
We'll see. You're dead, dead,
Very.
sir. Actually,
Very
I think you're
dead.
Now,
I am
I'm not gonna enforce this rule. Because
I have-
how's the rule go?
Yeah, what
I
is
would
the
have to
rule?
hit him for 46, right?
Well, it's
That
just
is-
total hit points.
Okay, so we didn't. So you're just dead. You're like unconscious. You
That is
fall
very
forward.
much over my max HP.
Well, yeah, but it's 27 is
There's-
not.
You don't go over your remainder, Shantae. When you hit
Yeah.
0, you hit 0.
It's if I had hit you for like 47, then you would be dead kind of thing. But
I'm just saying,
I don't know
what
if I
you
want to
hit me-
actually enforce that rule here in this game or not, but you're unconscious for sure. So as you try to step forward in this mold, you, instead of stepping, you just fall over unconscious. You don't, nothing hits you that you can see or hear, you just fall over in front of
I just face point. It's just
in front of Darius.
a meaty thud into the ground.
Thankfully, I have another healing potion on me. Bend down. Pop the top off, shove it in his face.
Lynn just puts her head in her hands and starts shaking her head.
Max heals.
So, I sit up. Bunny bud?
Yeah.
We can't move.
Yeah, that,
I don't have an idea. How about you?
You should always just safely assume that the number of ideas that I have is the number of ideas that you have minus a lot.
So we're fucked, is what you're telling me.
I'm gonna turn back. I'm just gonna I didn't gonna scream out, but like, you know, just warn everybody. I probably wouldn't come too far into this room. DM, is the mold dry? Is it wet?
It's very dry.
Ooh. Is
Can
it
somebody come light this bitch on fire? Or test it on like a patch somewhere else that's not near us.
Yeah, I'd like
I'm
to
back
not
here
go
with
up in
all
flames.
those and talking about burning everything.
'Cause we're kind of stuck here.
Well, if they light it on fire, I think that's going to hurt us quite a bit. Seeing how we're standing on it.
See. Or if you get like light something like up like over here, so like if it starts spreading, you know, try to do something about it. Point off in this direction by the wall.
I throw a firebolt way in the front. Over here in this area.
Okay. Do you want to roll your firebolt, please? As your firebolt comes off of your gloves and it does a little like fancy little twisty thing, when it lands in the mold, you actually see the mold go close to where the firebolt is, and then you see it get thicker. The mold itself gets thicker and it starts to spread. And you're actively watching the stuff spread a little bit at a time.
Dude, got it. Don't light the bitch on fire.
Oh.
I'm just gonna sit down, crisscross applesauce. I can't do shit.
Well, Darius, bud, this might be the end of us. It's been nice knowing you.
Yep. It was fun while it lasted.
I am also just going to remain seated, looking at the door.
I'll try one more thing, actually, while I'm sitting down. Put my sword away. Take out a hand axe. I don't want to do a lot, but I want to cut a little bit off. You know, like you're trying to mow a lawn with a pair of scissors. Like I want to do that, but just a little bit.
Okay. A little
Go
bit
crazy.
of it breaks off.
Does it grow back?
And you now have some in your hand. You don't see that it grows back.
So what I did doesn't do anything like it did over here?
Nope.
Yet.
Hmm. You would see at this point like metaphorical smoke coming out of my ears, trying to think of solutions. Sitting here, hand axe in one hand, a little bit of brown mold in it, another hand. Just crisscross applesauce, trying to figure out what to do with this crap.
Rumbo's also trying to remember if he's ever seen or heard of anything like this brown mold before.
You could give me investigation, or you can do perception, like of some sort, like a history, or I don't know, some kind of knowledge check, I guess. What do we want to roll for that?
Well, I tried a nature check.
You tried a nature check? Okay. Yeah, 18's pretty good, I think. So you know that what you've actually heard of mold that's similar to this that spreads very quickly with the fire. Like once you saw it spread with the fire, you remembered that you understand that fire will cause it to spread and that this stuff actually consumes sources of heat.
Okay. This grows bigger the more heat, and so that fire over there, we need maybe put it out.
Okay, bud. You get to that fire. Good luck. I'm not moving.
Let's see.
I'm gonna go back to the other cave and grab the bucket, fill it with water, and walk back.
Yep. Yep.
Or actually, I'll grab 2 buckets if there's 2 buckets
Yep.
there.
There'll be two,
Anyone
there'll
have-
be 2 buckets.
anyone-
One will be in a crate, but one's on the ground, yeah.
Anyone have a mage hand?
Yes, I do.
Oh, sweet.
That was the plan.
It's a cunning plan.
All right, so you've got 2 buckets of water, Kyle. Now what?
Kind of weasel my way through the group to the doorway entrance. And just set one bucket down. Sorry, I have a very needy dog in my lap right now.
That's okay.
Set one bucket down and then cast Mage Hand and grab the other bucket that I'm currently holding and try to carry it over to the rock that's on fire right now.
You're
Is
gonna enter the mold?
No. The Mage
Oh, the
Hand
mage
is going to
hand
carry.
is gonna. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I missed that part. I spaced out. I was like, this doesn't sound like something Kyle would do. All right, so the mage hand puts you see smoke come up from we're gonna pretend the rock is a pit, okay? Even though I know it's a rock on fire on my map. And you see smoke come up and you hear hissing, but you still see flame.
Now, was Tanzu making it up, or did I just miss it when there's actual lava in there?
No, I said there could be lava and
could be.
yeah,
Could be. Okay.
lava and fire. Like there's a
The
heat source
Tanzu
there.
didn't even say it.
It was pStabs who said it.
You reiterated it though, Shantae.
Yeah.
You said I wanted to go look at the lava in the water.
No, I was walking towards the water, not the hole.
Oh, you did say
Right,
lava.
but you
though.
mentioned lava.
Oh, did I? I didn't mean
Yes.
to. That was not intentional.
Where the just another note, where the mold spread here and it touched the water is now ice there.
Wait, I'm sorry, where?
Over here, where the mold touched the water, because after Izul threw a firebolt, it's kind of spread this way.
Yeah.
And that touched water, and the water turned to ice. Not all of the water, just that spot.
I'm gonna take the other bucket and just toss it over the mold in the direction of Darius.
Okay. The mold shrinks slightly back from the water at first, and then grows over it, like just goes back to where it was.
We have any water benders?
I can shape it, but I don't think I can like move it.
I've never willingly done anything with water. Not by my own choice.
I can freeze it.
I think it might like that a little too much.
Tanzu, can you give me an investigation or a perception check, please?
Which one?
Or perception, and also Darius as well.
A check or a save?
Just a check.
Because it's not a save.
It's not a
it'd be
save.
check, yeah. Perception?
Yeah. Okay, both of you guys, when you look over at where this mold has spread, because you hear something, you actually hear something that draws your attention over there, you notice that it's gone. And the ice remains.
Wait, I'm sorry, I totally spaced
That
out.
water smells like pee poo.
Say that for me one more time, please.
So where the mold had touched the water and the water froze.
Yeah.
The mold has just disappeared from there.
I guess we need to do more of that.
So the bucket of water that I threw over the mold, it didn't freeze though?
No.
So this thing over here and what you did over here acted differently to the same type of interaction.
Not really. Oh,
So
sorry.
maybe.
As I backseat my people.
Yeah, imagine.
Whoopsie.
Imagine
Bad
giving us
DM.
the answers.
Bad
I
DM.
mean,
I mean, that
yes,
was-
really.
That is the answer to
Because
the question.
The large body of water froze when the mold touched it. The regular water didn't do anything. Because by what he's saying is that when I threw the bucket of water, it didn't freeze,
No, it
Right.
didn't.
but the other water did freeze, which is what's bizarre to us.
Okay. Do you want an explanation?
It's just
Nope.
cold
Or
in
you wanna
here for the
figure that
water
out?
below to
We got
freeze,
this.
right?
Okay, you guys got this? Okay. What'd you ask? Sorry? Rand?
I was asking, the water that's frozen is the one that's been in here in the really cold air for a while.
The
Right.
water's not frozen anymore.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, okay, then I misunderstood.
So it was frozen where the moss had touched it. And then when the moss died, right? Or the moss went away, it retreated from it, from where it was frozen. And none of the rest of the water in here is frozen.
I think we're finding it odd that the water I threw on the moss also didn't freeze, though, is
Oh.
where our holdup is.
Is it? Okay, do you want me to just explain? The difference
Yeah.
is the moss grew on the went over the water, and you put water on the moss.
Cool.
I have an idea.
And it's not that the moss didn't do anything. It did shrink away slightly, and then it came back.
Hmm.
When you threw the water on it, right?
That's what you said. What if you
I
guys
mean,
all went to go grab water, at least to get us the fuck out of here, right? Would
Dig a
we
ditch?
be able to get enough water to get like this area clear to do like a sprint? Fuck out of here.
Well, you could jump over. Well, no, because it's
We got to move 10
5.
feet first before you jump.
yeah, and you'd have
Or
to
it's a
jump
lot
more
less
than
far.
5 feet high.
I mean, I can get out.
Yeah, because you have a
But-
bunny hop or whatever, right?
Yeah. But
There is a
more for
way to get
Tanzu.
past this, and you guys have been close to it so far. If that's a good hint. And if you keep
Kind
thinking
of.
about the whole water thing, you're on the right track.
If we didn't have two idiots in the middle of this whole situation, we could experiment, eat better.
Exactly, yep.
It is the two idiots in the middle.
That is the key. So now, if you would like to, both of you guys, if you move at all, you are going to have to make a Constitution saving throw.
yeah, no, I sat right the fuck down. I'm not moving until
Yeah.
this mold is gone.
Yeah. So to review what you know, you were able to cut pieces of it away, and it didn't seem that it grew back.
I have an idea I'd like to try.
Okay, are you going to express your idea to your teammates, please?
No, he's just gonna run up and try to do it,
Oh, okay.
dying on the way.
He's not
Yeah.
going to run anywhere.
That's-
Just sit there. and-
Well,
He's gonna
seeing that Darius
Slowly
was,
cut his way back to us, I assume.
yes, that was my idea.
Okay,
Seeing that Darius cut it, I'm gonna take my dagger and try and cut a bigger, like, chunk
okay,
that I can put my foot into if needed.
okay.
Let's see what happens. So I
Alright.
do exactly that.
You cut some away. It doesn't appear to grow back. How big of an area are you cutting?
Like a little bit wider than my foot. It's like I don't know how big a fucking gnome foot is.
Okay, so a few inches wider than your foot. So
Yeah.
we'll say you got 5 inches wide. Okay, in total. Are you going to step in that spot you just did?
I am going to watch it.
Okay, nothing happens right now. Check back again in a couple minutes.
Darius, buddy, I think we might be able to cut footholds the walk back.
I just imagine me with my hand axe and Tanzu with a dagger just fucking cutting off little pieces of this mold one at a time. It's like when you give a little kid like they're like baby's first lawn or lawnmower, and then you take them out to the yard with you while you're mowing the lawn. That's what I imagine right now is happening. Yeah, so here's the thing. I could very much, I'm not gonna because I don't want to leave you behind. I could very much just jump my happy ass out of here.
I'm well aware. I've seen you jump very far.
So I'll help you start your foothold grass plan, and if it seems like you're getting along and it's not adverse to you, I learned that word from Kyle.
That's a big word for you.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Kyle teaches me some words sometimes, and sometimes they just randomly, like, I spit them out. Sometimes they make sense, sometimes they don't. But if it starts to be bad, then, like, if it doesn't look like it's going to start to be bad, then I'm just going to jump out and let you carve your way out. But if you're going to be stuck in here, then I'm going to be stuck in here. We'll be stuck in here together.
I appreciate it, but
I'm going to switch cutting tools. Back to my sword. Just for shits, not in the way that Tanzu's going to go. Like, I want to try this square to my right. And see if I can just do like a cut out like a 5x5 and see what happens.
On your right?
Yeah. Just cut out this 5 foot.
Okay.
yeah.
It's going to take a little bit of time, but
Sure.
you can cut it. Yeah, you successfully cut it a 5x5. Just as you're about to finish, Tanzu notices that his foot spot has grown over.
Okay. I got you for your first 10 feet. Then after that, you got to get the rest of that 10 feet out.
Okay. Let's slowly stand up.
Okay. I'll cut out this square's worth of mold then.
That'd be 5 feet, not 10 feet.
Yeah. That
That's
big.
square directly between or in front of me. Yeah.
Yerp. Just making sure it's still same effect, right? It's not like immediately growing back.
Nope, not immediately.
I'm going
Okay.
to step forward into the clear square.
Yeah, and as soon as I was done with that first square, I'm starting at that second square.
Okay. Constitution saving throw, Shantae. I mean, Tanzu.
Even though the square is queer,
Yes.
I'm stepping off of it.
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
All the other squares in the rest of the cavern are still there.
Well, I figured not stepping on. I'm on the ground again, I'm sure, but
Oh, yeah,
He's
you
dead.
are. You're dead.
Why'd you roll D20s?
Wait, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's wrong. It's 40-10.
I'm dead.
It's
Goodbye, I'm
40-10.
dead.
It's 40-10. It's 40-10. I mistyped.
You got a little over anxious.
you know, I can't.
I
go to
thought the
bed.
DM's job wasn't to kill players, pStabs.
I don't want to kill him. 19. He's not dead.
And I faceplant.
But he's on the ground again.
Oh, shit. Fuck, I get sat back. I don't have any more healing, so I'm sitting back down in a huff now because I feel like I accidentally knocked one of my friends unconscious. Back to having sword in one hand and some mold in the other hand, trying to figure some
So-
shit out.
Maybe more water? I don't know. Somehow?
See, so here's the problem now. Conversing across the cavern. Somebody's gonna need to drag Tanzu out of here.
Or just throw
Can't be
me.
me.
Do we need
Kyle,
to go
could
Do
get...
you have a rope?
You know what? No, never mind. I was gonna ask. I was gonna see if Kyle had your wing thing, but I don't think that'll matter.
The top of the cavern where you guys are right now is only 10 feet.
So,
right,
So
but
will
you could like
oh.
hover fly, but
If you can rope him, we can and throw the rope this way. We can drag him out.
will the water
Uh,
freeze
Out
on
of
top
character,
of the
my
moss?
rope would be accessible to you. It's on my side.
You should
hanging
try
off my
that,
back.
Britt. I mean, Lynn.
yeah, Lynn will say it again.
Will the water? You think the water would freeze on top of the moss?
If you pour more water on it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can try it. We did pour water on it before, and it didn't look like it froze. Maybe it was just a quantity of water is the only issue now. So you're welcome to try it. I'm up for anything at this point, honestly. So we need to get
I
Tanzu
just-
the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I just don't know if that would give you guys a safer passage, or like what's the deal with like the damage, or you know what I mean.
Yeah. So
Would you guys-
the mold did
would-
go away, but then it immediately grew back
When you
from
cut
how
it.
I understood it. Well, from the bucket of water that Kyle threw.
Correct. But the mold that was on the ice, over where Izul threw fire at it, the fire caused it to spread. It spread into water. It turned the water into ice. And then the moss that was on the ice died.
Okay.
Ah, I see our solution.
Explain it to your group then, Shantae. I mean, Tanzu.
Dead. I can't explain shit.
Well, if that's true, you can't. You could overtable, I guess, or DM somebody. All right, Lynn's going to get the bucket, it looks like.
Just because I know our solution doesn't mean I know how to get it done.
No, I don't either. I think I can only do it. Let me see.
What's your spell, Lynn?
Very low impact
Yeah.
because cantrip.
Yep.
Yeah, but
I
it's
can
a
only do
cantrip,
it
right?
with. Yeah, I can only do it within a 5-foot cube.
Okay.
But that means you can keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you can only maintain two frozen at any given time.
Correct.
Mhm.
Are you trying to throw the water and then freeze it on the mold?
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I'm gonna look back over.
You could.
I mean,
How-
it hasn't.
what's the distance of that shape water? 30 feet. And
30
so
feet.
the river
It's got
itself
plenty of
is too
room.
far away.
Oh, she can get to us from here.
Oh, I wasn't
That's
worried about
far
getting
enough.
to you. I was worried about pulling it from the river behind you.
Yeah, it's too far for her to have access to that too.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yup. If you threw a bucket of water on the mold and then like have somebody throw it and then cast shape water like immediately on it, you
Yeah.
think that could do it? To start with like this square.
I mean, she can basically Katara it out of the bucket. She can move it out of the bucket, cover the square, and then freeze it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Which one should I do though?
Either one. I mean, it would have this. I'm assuming it would have the same effect either way. It's just the delivery of it is what you're debating at that point. It's like, do you want somebody else to throw the water for you, or do you want to throw the water yourself? Is the only difference.
I mean, I guess if I can just pick it up and put it in a square, might as well just do that, right?
Try it. See what happens.
Okay. How do I do that though? Because I don't see like.
I don't think you would have to. I don't know. It's up to the DM, but
Do you have
I
a
don't think you would
bucket
have
of
to roll
water?
for anything.
You went and got one, right? You have a bucket of water.
Yeah, I
in
went
your
and
hand,
got. Yeah,
and
I
then
went
you
and got
tell
one.
me that you're gonna use your shape water and what you intend on doing and where you intend on doing it, and we just do it.
Okay, sounds good. I just don't think I have it in my attacks and spellcasting stuff.
It's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you have it prepped, it doesn't matter. It just happens.
Okay.
We'll pretend it's prepped.
Okay. So yeah, I haven't been paying attention to prepped.
Well,
stuff.
we're gonna pretend for today that you prepped it.
Okay. Cool.
Well, you're a water genasi, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that not?
You just
part-
have it.
You just have
That's
it,
a
yeah.
racial thing. She has
Oh,
it.
yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you're
Okay.
good. Okay. So what square are you doing?
I'm gonna try to do it in the square in front of Darius.
Okay.
I would do this one.
Yeah.
Oh, you really?
Get
Okay.
Tanzu first.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Definitely,
We'll do this
definitely
one.
go for him first. I'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll do the one that's up
Okay.
here, closest to us, but in front of
So-
Tanzu.
Turns into ice.
Over one to the
Yeah,
right.
to the right one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Which one should I do next? The one directly in front of him, or?
Yeah, I would just do like a straight line straight to Tanzu, and somebody can come grab him.
Okay. I can only do 2 though, so that's why I'm trying to.
Why
Oh,
only
fair.
2?
This is how the spell reads.
Yeah. If you have this spell multiple times, you can have no more than 2.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, do the next one in front of Tanzu. It'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
But you can see what you can unfreeze it and see what happened below it.
Oh yeah, I guess try that first.
Is that what you're doing, Lynn?
Wait, I can unfreeze this
Well,
one.
it says it's gonna last an hour. How does she unfreeze it?
Just reshape the water.
Okay, true.
It's up to you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We'll go ahead and reshape the water then. I'll
Okay.
take
I
it back.
assume that the DM is allowing us to suspend disbelief or like rule of cool that they will remain frozen. I think she's allowing you to just continue to freeze squares
Yeah.
over the
Mhm.
course of the next hour without the other ones unfreezing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She just, without her saying it, that's what she's
Oh.
trying to allude
Yeah, that's
to.
sort of what
Oh,
I'm
I
trying to get at. Just keep freezing things. We're rule.
So-
Okay.
I do like
Don't-
rule of cool, so we're gonna
Don't
bend
be
rules
afraid
here
to
for
just
this.
tell like Britt like, hey, if you want to keep
Oh, okay.
doing this, we're
Yeah.
gonna allow
Okay,
it,
that's fair.
so
Yeah,
that
I'm
we
gonna
know
allow
that
it.
that's okay. Because we're just like sussing out if it's
Oh,
gonna
I'm
work
sorry.
or not.
I know
You're
I'm
not
trying not to
correcting
give you
us.
guys too much
Yeah.
information, which kind of I know
Right.
sucks. But this is where I'm new, right? So,
Like we're
yeah, no, that's
quoting
fine.
the actual spell and like rules as written. If you're overriding that, you need to make it clear,
Okay.
like, hey, this is how this is gonna work.
okay. So if you want to unfreeze it and look underneath to see what happened, then you're more than welcome to, Britt. Otherwise, I will allow you to just freeze whatever you want. You do have to do it
Oh,
one square at a
okay.
time, though.
I am just like fireman chaining, just like I'm going back and getting a couple buckets and then walking back, and just like when she empties one, I'm just walking back and forth because I'm useless other than that right now.
And these
Um,
dragon wings, actually, as they see you guys doing that, they also start bringing water forward.
Okay.
Just to prep for the eventual path to be gone, I would like to have Tanzu on my shoulder, fireman carry style.
Okay. So what are you gonna do, Lynn? Are you gonna remove this
Yeah.
ice?
I'm gonna unfreeze this one just to see what's below it.
What happens when the ice touches the moss? Is the moss dies. When you unfreeze the square, because there is no longer ice on it, it grows back.
Okay. So here's what we can do. You can freeze a line to where Tanzu is, I guess. Or if you, now that I have Tanzu on my shoulder, you can freeze a line straight to me. Is it? And I'll just walk on the ice out of the moss
Okay.
and just bring Tanzu back so we can get him healed.
Yeah.
So
Sounds good.
can I intervene here for a second? Is it bad for the DM
Yeah.
to give you guys tips? It might be, right? I'm supposed to let you guys figure this out on your own. I want you to think back to when Tanzu stepped in the empty square. What happened to him?
Yep.
Yeah, Darius, but what happened?
So think about making sure that you have enough space on either side of your path.
Oh.
Like I said, there's still ones around you that are
Yeah.
still there.
Yep.
Just turn this whole thing into an ice sheet.
Okay.
You do have
Literally.
the dragon wings. They are helping. They're shuttling water, so you've got infinite water here because they're also helping.
Okay.
All right, freeze the whole bitch.
And the one actually asks Karombo here at the back, oh, the mold. Did you guys figure it out?
It's cold.
Yeah, it's very cold in that room. You don't go in there. It's cold. It's too cold.
You could have told us that.
Well, we're not supposed to tell you that. It'd be nice if that mold wasn't there. We put fire on it one time, and that's why it's half the room.
Yeah, we figured that was bad.
Yeah.
But ice is working.
So where are you going next, Britt?
I'm gonna go ahead and just do a line to Darius, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do another line to Tanzu just in case they need a little bit more extra
Okay.
room.
So we're looking like this with my great squares.
Can I suggest like this rectangle
Yeah,
be frozen?
yeah.
Just to make
That'll
sure we
work.
get the ones behind
So
me
now
too.
the issue here, what's it say about her spell? The one
Can't
thing?
freeze the ones under you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Can we do like a?
Sounds like no matter what, bud, you're taking a hit.
Yep.
I actually don't want Tanzu to take another hit.
Oh yeah, 'cause that just kills me, doesn't it?
I think it might.
Pretty much.
What happens when you hit when you're down? It's automatic 2 failures.
That's on an attack,
Okay.
Yeah,
not
this isn't an
taking
attack.
damage.
I'm gonna assume that based on what I just told you guys, that Lynn also freezes here
Yeah.
Yeah.
and also
For
freezes
sure.
here.
I just as like she's just kind of going around as far as she can.
Yeah. All right, you have this much ice now after however many minutes it takes to do that.
Hell yeah.
Now what? You guys have drawn a crowd
Wait.
over here because now the other guys come over too to see what's going on.
Well, wait a minute, because Tanzu's not in that spot. He's on Darius's shoulders, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
you can get that spot where he's technically what his token is.
That's true.
There, now we're in the same spot.
I could try to rabbit hop us out of here from here, but if it's rolling Constitution saves as soon as I leave that square, could still be fun.
True, but at least we can heal you over here.
Mm-hmm.
He might not be able to make it out of the
Assume
square.
your little body flings far enough.
So I can jump that far for sure. Yeah, I have both of my rabbit hops, so I can jump 10 feet per hop. So I get like here and then here. But
So the problem is you have half movement while you're carrying somebody.
Oh, well, that sucks.
that's true.
Yeah.
So I can get to here.
I mean, you're on ice. Can you just like slide?
Slide his unconscious body
Yeah.
to us,
Yep.
Mr. Strongbun.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that. So, can we freeze that square next to us just to be super safe? That we only have one square of mold to deal with.
Okay, sorry, I was answering DM. Sorry, what did you guys ask? Apparently
just
people
to keep
can't
up-
just join this channel for whatever reason. It says it's full. And I don't have any kind of
Oh.
like room indicator
Oh,
thing on it.
weird.
that
Oh,
says-
because it's associated
Because-
with the session.
Oh, with the event.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that it was associated with for the event. That actually makes it so it's
Yes, it's people that are in the event.
oh. I wonder. I didn't think I knew that happened. I'll just close the event. Hold on. Edit. Oh, right, because it has that. Okay, I didn't know that. All right, so we'll just make it so that it's a different channel then.
I thought there was a different channel. Or did you associate it with it after the fact?
I might have associated with it after the fact, yeah.
Because that's a recent thing.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just not pick a channel.
Don't you do like the DM's office?
Yeah.
Use the DM's office.
Yeah. Okay. Can update for... Oh, okay, whatever. We're just going to close the event. We'll just cancel it. End event. All right. Yeah, I'll have to remember to do that then. That's not for that. Okay, I pulled in Tiff is here, so a little bit out of context. I don't normally recognize visitors, but we haven't seen Tiff in forever. She's here. Hi, Tiff. You're muted, though. Non-players are muted.
Get fucked, Alice. She doesn't care about you, but I love you.
Yeah, hi, Ala, as well. Okay, so that was something to do with the event, and I didn't know that was a thing, so my apologies for people that... I'm like, oh, come and join. Everybody can welcome, and then no one can get in, so nice. Okay. Lovely. All right, well, at least I know for next time. Okay, let's go back to a little bit. We have to rewind because I was distracted by the problems with the room. So, Darius is now holding Tanzu.
Correct.
And then what?
We have frozen this square here.
Oh, you've frozen that square too now. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, that's the wrong colors.
And then I'm putting Tanzu on this now shelf of ice.
Okay.
And gently, but with enough force to get him over, sliding him to the edge, at least to the edge of this ice shelf, if not over.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta send all of this ice to the... Oh, back. Moss, go away.
Yeah, because I'm
Hi,
under.
Moss.
There you go.
There you go. No.
Oh, what is this that I drew over here? Okay, that's not ice. All right, we're good. Okay, so Tanzu's on the ice. Unconscious. No damage has been taken by him.
I wouldn't feel it anyway.
Sweet.
Yeah, but it could...
That's not the important part.
It is to me.
So now we just need to keep doing that, ferrying water back through here until we get this all done. Or does the bunny need to come across first?
Well, I think you guys...
regardless of how much you do, I'm still stuck here with my moss underneath me.
Yeah.
I could just try to rabbit hop out now and see if I take damage on the way out.
Mm-hmm.
But
you could. I think it's pretty much the only way you're going to get out.
Yup.
Unless you guys can think of something. But if you leave the square, then you are going to have to do a Constitution saving throw. So
if I jump
mm-hmm.
and I fail my save, can my unconscious body keep its momentum to be on the where I would like to jump?
Sure.
Well, you'll at least be on the ice.
Yeah.
And we can
I'll allow your forward momentum, of course.
Okay, cool. Then I will use both quote unquote charges of my bunny hop.
Okay.
And attempt to get over this ice.
Okay. Constitution saving throw as you exit the moss. And
Fuck yes.
you do take a little bit of damage. Let's not do D20s this time. You're going to take half of that. So
Cool.
10 points of damage.
All right. I'll pick Tanzu up
And then I'm assuming
off
that
the ice.
Lynn goes and freezes that square as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I guess Lynn freeze the rest of this fucking mold off. But we need some heals from somebody, either a potion or some magic heals for our friend. Step out the way.
The dude, this guy here, he can give you guys a little bit of first aid.
How much are we talking?
Probably half a potion's worth.
So what? 1d4 plus 1.
Yeah, we'll do that. For everybody that wants it, this dude can do it.
I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not? Rule of cool, right? Besides, you've now... So he comes up to you and he says... That's good roll, Lynn. He comes up to you guys. He kind of comes up to, I guess it's Grumbo here, and he says, so ice kills this?
Yep, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you guys want to do what you need to get through, I can have the rest of us clear this out.
Oh. So we just have to freeze this rest of this section to get to the bridge then, I guess?
Oh, whatever you
So
guys
that
want to
did-
do. Just
that
don't
did
worry
it,
about
we're
clearing
in?
it all out. We'll clear it out when you guys are done doing what you're doing.
Oh, can...
He says, you're looking a little worse for wear there. Kind of giggles. Which, here, you can have this.
Is that Jim? I can't see that far. Jim, is that you?
No.
What's your name?
I'm Frederick's handler. You can call
Your
me
name is Frederick's Handler?
No, my name is Fred. But yeah,
Frederick's Handler's name would be Fred.
my
Pull out my
title, I guess,
paper.
is Frederick's handler of the Golem. Sometimes we call him Golem guy.
Oh, okay. Take out my paper and my quill.
Jeb says, yeah. So if you need this will give you some health, some vigorous stuff back. And he kind of roots through a bag that he has, and hands you. It looks like a little small potion, half the size of what you would consider a health potion.
Can I get one for my friend? He's
Yeah.
actually super worse for wear.
I have
Thanks.
6 of these. I could give you guys 6 of these. And he hands over 6 potions to you. Mini potions.
Does that mean we're in?
No. But you got past the moss.
We proved our worth, right?
Tanzu, that's for you.
Keep going. Any kind of like they go back to their duties. These guys here are gonna keep carrying water.
Bunny man,
Are they going to be able to freeze it, though?
I'm sure we have somebody who knows how to freeze water in this camp somewhere. The Jeb looks back over his shoulder and says to you,
Len just looks around.
if we make it out, if you remind me to buy the bunny a pint.
Deal.
where else are you freezing? Are you going to freeze all the way across to the other side?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we can get across, but I mean, and what? Are we assuming this one's gone too?
Oh, yeah.
I personally don't want to go back in that room.
Here, we'll just pretend.
Yeah.
Well, you can't join the cult if you don't go in the room. One of the dragon wings says to you.
Is it too late to just go home?
What room?
The room right here in front of you. The moss room.
So you're telling me you've gone through here before then?
No, I took my initiate trials years ago. Ugh, before we even had this camp.
That sounds unfair. It should be even for everyone. You should have to go through this room.
I've fought Frederick before.
How is
says.
Frederick still alive?
Oh, he's a golem.
So? They're killable, I think.
I'm not so sure that they are.
Then how are you alive?
I made him submit.
How the fuck did you make a golem submit?
We're just built different.
Different
You'll
my
see
ass.
exactly how different your build is when I'm fucking done with you. Put my
Okay.
shit list away. Deb and Fred are starting my shit list along with
Okay.
whatever her other
What did
lady's
you
name
call
is
her?
from last time.
Aura's name?
Yeah, Miss Ada Ada, and then Jim and Fred are on my shit list
You're saying his name different every time.
on purpose.
Nice detail.
All right. I guess fucking over the bridge to the other side then.
Wait, real quick. Question for the magical voice that guides us.
Mhm.
I can see across this room with dark vision, right?
60 feet is your dark vision, right?
Yes, I think so.
I think that's more than 60 feet.
How far?
It's kind of lit over there, though, so everybody can see over there.
We can see
It's
the whole
lit,
room.
fam.
It's lit over there. You
And
can
So
see
we
it.
would see that across the bridge is just a wall,
Yeah. And
and
there's
there's
some crystals.
no reason for us to go
No.
over there.
Not this, Shanta. This isn't a wall here. This is just like a step.
No,
Step down.
this.
Yes.
We would
Like a
see that
wall.
that is just a dead end.
Yep, it's a wall. Hmm.
Okay, good to know. So, where are we going?
I don't know. I don't even know why I'm leading. I wasn't even paying attention.
Because I'm pretty sure there's no reason to go across that bridge.
Do you have a better place to go?
We don't know what's to the left, other than fire. And there's some small entrance to the right.
Just want me to make more ice.
Yeah, that'd be the right.
Yeah, can we just say for time's sake that this whole bitch is frozen now?
I guess. I mean, you guys don't need to freeze if you come up like this way.
Up what way?
Hold on, I'm still making shapes on here. If you went across the bridge, and then like
Oh,
this
across the
way,
water.
you could get into that room, or you could go here. There's areas
So we-
to the side
we-
when you come in, you can see it.
We trust that ice?
We're just being lazy.
Shortest path possible, please.
I'll test it. I'll get in like a sprinter's pose. I'm gonna take one good step and do like a slide across the ice towards the bridge.
Okay. It looks really cool when you do it.
It's fine.
Just saying nothing bad happened to him. So I'm gonna follow. This one's fine, right?
Hmm.
Okay.
And that one has ice on it. We're just pretending it doesn't for now.
I assumed.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll just move over enough to make room for everybody else.
I'm also trying to step forward with him. I can't grab my.
While we
Having a
while we
great
wait
time.
for the rest of our party to go across, then nudge Tanzu. Bet you if we go over to that room, we'll point over to the left. Bet you
Oh,
we could
I'm on the wrong
steal
thing.
some of their shit.
I'm down. But they deserve it at this point.
Yeah, right? Like Robin Hood style. Steal from the bad men to give to the good guys.
Are you gonna wait for the rest of the group?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I was on the wrong thing and couldn't select my guy.
Oh yeah, that was my problem.
I'm like,
Yeah, come on over. It's fine. Coolest slide gets a gold.
Rumble walks very carefully, keeping in mind he's got bare feet.
And how'd you guys get over
Oh no.
a familiar face?
Oh, would you
of
look
yours?
at that? My beer is empty. I need a new beer.
Yeah, would you look at that? I need a hard alcohol.
But I'll still have my ears on.
That's a
Okay.
familiar face.
That's a familiar face.
That's not a face I'm
Mr.
happy to see.
As Shantae called him, Seven Pecker.
Yeah, 7 Pecker.
Who is now
Do we have
unmuted.
here? This
Is this
would be a
wall-
nice collection.
This
I'm just
wall
gonna.
is short enough for us to look over and see him.
What wall?
It's a step down.
It's a step
It's
down.
a step.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
just an
gonna-
elevation
Step
change.
down. Got you. Sorry, I heard wall somewhere.
No.
I'm going to spin around and just rip my sword out, pointing at him, scared. From the voice behind me.
I'll walk over, give Tanzu like an assuring pat on the shoulder. It's fine. It's just that dick dude from that jail
How the
that
fuck
tried to
did-
sell us some stuff. I don't know. I'm about to go
Oh,
find
that
out.
guy. I need to talk to him about something.
How did
Oh,
he get here?
we got some wanderers coming this way.
Yeah, how did he get here?
I'm not going to question it anymore.
And can he get us out?
What can I do for you, young people?
Who are you calling young?
Well, I'm being respectful. I don't know how old you are.
169.
Sheesh. You okay, boomer?
Whatever you say, boomer.
You got any more of those fun potions?
Any more of what?
Oh god.
Enzo, you
I
need to
mean-
be asking for health potions.
I haven't even introduced myself. I didn't know I was a merchant.
We've met you before.
You met me before? I've never seen your faces before.
Can
You
we
don't remember? You don't remember our welcoming personalities?
The what?
Or us
I-
threatening to kill you?
Threatening to kill me for what?
You were in a jail cell.
Me? I've never stepped a foot in a jail cell.
Are you sure we can't murder him?
What? I'm just trying
I
to
just
sell some
look at the
things here.
group.
What are you trying to murder me for? I haven't even done anything.
Hey, Mr. Dick Dude, I got a question for you that's not
The name's Vic.
money related.
Vic. Vic. The name's
Dick
Vic.
Pecker? Yeah, that's what I
Vic
said.
Pecker.
Okay. Got you. How the did you get in here?
Through the door.
What about the mold?
What mold?
More importantly, which door?
The entrance, the front entrance. Doesn't everybody know about the door?
What? Point towards it, please.
That way.
He points north to the door.
The door we came in, I assume.
Yep.
Okay, just show me what you have for sale.
Okay, Mr.
So
Bossy.
confused.
Anyways, today I have a special. We have, let's see here. I have a killer bunny in a bag.
I'm not in a bag. What do you mean?
No, I got
don't
a
think my
killer
friend would be
bunny
too
in a
happy about
bag.
that.
Mr.
Also-
Special, does the name Sven ring a bell?
Never heard that one.
Never heard of a Sven Pecker?
Nope. Sounds like a loser.
Yeah, well, you've got stiff competition then.
He
In
says
character too,
stiff.
I would actually slap my knee. Fucking cackle. That's a good one.
You guys should have seen. Mr. Pecker has provided you with some parchment that shows a list of some of his wares.
Ooh.
Oh, has he now?
Where's the parchment?
Because I'm a proper salesman.
Is that supposed to be a thing we actually have?
Yeah, I click show to players.
I don't see it.
I don't see it.
Me.
Pecker's pick shop list. Under, I think it might end up under your custom NPCs folder if you have one of those.
Nope.
Nope.
How did it
I
not
just got
pop up?
Taverns and Baldur's Gate.
Erp.
How did it not pop up? Okay, hold on. Oh, because I put just in Alice for now. Hold on. Everyone's
I'm looking for my list.
all players. How about now?
There it goes. There it goes.
Not me.
I got it.
Okay, so he hands a couple of you guys some parchment, which you should see scribbled on there for people that can read common well. You'll be able to make out clearly these items. If you don't read common very well, you might be a little confused.
How much for a health potion?
Potion. Let's see. Since we're in this part of the dungeon, kind of hard to come by, so I would say 50 gold. For what?
No.
No.
I could
Do you
kill
need it or
and
don't
take
you
it for
need it?
cheaper.
Well, I mean, do you
No,
need
no,
it?
no. Tanzu. We're
Say
gonna
that
get
again.
more gold.
I don't need it that bad. How much for your unnamed potions? Unlabeled.
Unnamed potions. Let's see how much. I only got. I got 20 available. Let's see. They're kind of scarce. These I'll give them out for 20 gold each.
How about I trade you a crossbow and 40 bolts for all of them?
No deal. What am I gonna do with a crossbow?
Murder people? It's very fun. You should try it.
Why would I do that? I'm trying to make a business here.
Yeah, you could sell the crossbow. Make more.
And that flimsy thing is not even worth 5 pieces of gold.
How about this mushroom? I hold out my growing mushroom. Or a mushroom that
I'm
makes
not a
you
big
grow.
fan of mushrooms.
It makes you bigger.
Oh, wait, where?
Wherever you want, big boy.
Where it counts, bud.
Sounds tempting. Tell you what, I'll give you 5 unknown potions for that piece of mushroom.
Make it 10.
Deal.
Okay. I make the deal.
Am I
Alright.
supposed to roll something?
No, you don't have to roll anything.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
You have now gained, and I'll make sure we keep it in your inventory. You've gained a mushroom that will increase the size of whoever consumes it by 1.
Yeah.
You have
The
the
missus
orange
will be happy
mushroom.
about this one.
Now I'm gonna look at Karumbo and ask if he sees a mushroom that looks like the one that I just sold or gave away on my head.
I don't know. I guess I can look at your head.
Perception? You think that maybe there might be one growing back, possibly?
I don't think it's ripe yet.
Okay, as long as one's coming. Might need it in the future.
I know I'll need it tonight.
It's scammed.
What can I do for you? I'm in a hurry now.
How much for the lamp oil?
Lamp oil. Let me take out. Let's see here. This I can give away for 5 pieces of gold.
Izul, buddy, I can give you one for free.
Make it 2 pieces of gold.
You can have the 2 pieces of gold. I'll take it.
Sucker.
And how
How
much
much
for
for
the
the-
combustion?
How combustion and let's see here. You look like you're a fire type of person. For you, I'll give it for 15 pieces of gold.
Deal.
You got it.
Hey, Kyle, he has one of those blank books.
Oh,
Yeah, but I already
this
have-
whole thing, I've been using it as toilet paper.
What a coincidence! I've been using this other one as a doodle book.
Oh, you have one of these, huh?
But do you have number 5?
Maybe.
Let's see. I didn't even open this. Looks like it says Volume V, whatever that means.
How much for the chicken thing?
Chicken thing.
The foul ivory statue.
Oh, is that why you call it chicken?
Yeah.
Ah. Let's see. Yeah. That is kind of hefty. 22 pieces of gold.
Not worth it.
Not worth it. Okay, 20.
Still not worth it.
Well,
Yes, I'll do is 15.
Make it 17.
Or 14.
No dice.
Back about these healing potions. How much did you say?
Potions. Let's see. Because I like you guys and you guys have been buying things from me, I'll give it for. Let's see, what's a good price? You said healing potions, right?
Yes.
You only got 5 available. Let's see. 20 pieces of gold for the 5.
How about
20 pieces of gold for the 5.
Yes.
That sounds reasonable if you throw in the hand mirror.
1,000 if I throw in
Hand
the
mirror?
cheese.
Tell you what, I think I like you more because you're the only person who hasn't called me anything, Nine, since I met you guys.
Excuse you, I didn't call you anything annoying. I just
Yeah.
asked if you knew a Sven.
That is true. Plus,
I
you
just
don't
called
talk
you
too
by your
much.
name?
My name? You didn't call me by anything.
Yeah, your name is Dick Pecker, isn't it?
A dick pecker.
Yeah. I haven't called you anything annoying. I just called you by your name.
Anyways, I'll make a deal. For the whole lot, I'll just give me 30 pieces of gold.
Or the whole lot of what?
For the mirror and the potions.
30?
Yeah. I think it's a good deal, right? 20 pieces.
How about you throw in the cheese and we can do 30?
What? You want me to just give out all my inventory?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Fine, how much to throw the cheese in with it?
So you guys want a cheese, a mirror, and 5 health potions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
35.
for 35 gold.
What do you think, Crumbo?
I don't know why we want the cheese.
I'm hungry.
Delicious.
Well, I thought you were going to give it to your rat.
That's the mouse.
It's made out of dragon teeth.
I accept your 25 for the mirror and the potions.
Alright, no cheese. Deal.
Okay. Fine, how much for the cheese by itself?
You want the cheese by itself? Give me 20.
I'll give you 20 if you give me the last 10 unknown potions.
No. 25.
For the cheese and the potions?
Yes.
A deal.
So, there you go.
How the fuck do I add this cheese?
You're gonna literally say you have 1 2-foot diameter wheel of cheese.
How much are you thinking if we bundle together that flask bandolier and I buy those other 2 potions off your hands?
Let's see. Wow. Another potions.
I believe he's referencing the greater healing potions.
The
At least
greater
that's
one.
two.
Know what he's referencing. I just gotta check my inventory first.
Well, I didn't want you to assume he was talking about like the random ones
Regular,
that you
yeah.
have left. So
No,
I just bought-
I got you.
I bought all
let's
the
see.
random.
Give me 45. I got 2 left.
What do you say to 35, and I don't punch you in the face for having a killer rabbit in a bag trap?
Killer, but I think it's pretty neat.
I'm curious what kind of bag it's in.
I mean, I agree.
It's a
for
dragon
myself.
nutsack.
Killer rabbits are pretty awesome.
You're a dragon nutsack.
Dragging these nuts. Oh.
Ah.
Got him.
Your GM is so professional.
So funny.
You.
There's just to say that the bunny didn't volunteer for that either. The rabbit.
Oh yeah, it's definitely been
You
kidnapped.
buy it and find out if he volunteers or not.
I'm just saying we don't have the whole story.
Yeah.
What? Just caught it.
Right.
Fair and square.
I could ask him if I could see it for a minute.
No. You buy it first.
What do you just say 40 and we forget that I said anything about punching you in the face?
That deal better. Deal.
Okay.
How
How
much
much
for
for? Oh, go ahead.
Miss
Let the young lady speak. She hasn't said a word.
That's exactly what I said. I said ladies first.
How much for the grizzly bear tooth?
And you're calling us rude. That was
Good,
quite rude.
good pick. Good pick there. For you. Let's see. How's that 10 gold sound?
I do have a turquoise gem. Would you like that instead?
Prettily. Okay. How about that and 2 pieces of gold?
That works.
Deal.
And I hope that didn't come from a bear you knew.
I just found this
Not
thing
either.
lying around. I don't know where it came from.
Nope, not either, but I'll give it a good home.
You better hope that's not one of her bears, because if so, you won't make it out of this cave.
I don't know what kind of bear it was. I just found it a bear cave for sure.
Where at?
Over there.
No, where about at? What was
That
the nearest
way.
town? Don't point. What was the nearest town?
The one right here.
We're in a cave. I can't
I'm gonna
see you
cast
pointing.
Mage Hand and clamp it over Tanzu's mouth. So, what's the price for the scroll and your toilet paper book?
But can I use it one more time before I sell it?
If it lowers the price, maybe.
Oh, I'll probably need 1 page. Let's see. You asked for the scroll?
Yes.
Wait, what scroll? I only have a scroll case.
It has a scroll in it.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even open this thing. Let's see. Give me 40 for the lot.
Let's say 30, and I'll give you this beautiful malachite as well.
Okay. Okay.
I throw in my malachite too. What do you say 20 for and both of these malachite?
I was gonna say yes already, but now you're offering more, so give it to me.
I'm gonna have to go back through, make sure Sven's inventory is updated after this.
Oh, spinning everyone's fucked.
Yeah,
My
mine
bag is
isn't.
still
That's why I'm
now.
going back.
He has the chicken, the caltrops, the bat sack, the ground glass, the boulder holder, bunny bag, and the sharpening kit and the symbols. That's what he's got left.
Okay.
This,
So
this
did he
boulder
buy the
holder's
flask?
pretty
Did you guys
nifty.
buy the flask bandolier? And the greater health potions? I don't think that was
yes.
negotiated yet, was it?
I did.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, that's what I
okay.
bought.
Nice.
I got
How
what's
much is
important
the
to me.
bunny bag?
Bunny bag, who wants it? Who asked for this?
That's Karumbo. Hi.
Oh, Money bag, because you're so interested, I'll give it for five gold. Plus, that thing doesn't even move anymore. I don't think it's alive, but there you go. I don't know. Am I supposed to feed this thing?
The
Is
dead
it
rabbit
little?
for 5 gold?
If it's that, you can use the pelt or something.
Is there still a mage hand over my mouth? If so, I want to lick it.
Okay.
You.
Deal.
Doesn't affect me at all.
Yeah, I just wanted to lick it.
Okay. It's like licking plastic. It doesn't taste like anything.
Oh, I was gonna say it tastes like licorice.
No.
No.
Black licorice, the worst kind of licorice.
Is the mage hand invisible? Or like
No.
clear at all? Is it see
It
through?
is. It is yellow. It's like a translucent yellow. It's not
Okay.
opaque, but it's not transparent either.
So anybody
Oh,
that's
cool.
looking at Tanzu can actually see his tongue.
Yeah.
All right, so the killer bunny in a bag. 5 gold.
I really hope you plan on either releasing that bunny or burying it if it's actually dead.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Should we do that for?
I mean, I think 5 pieces of gold is not that bad.
I will say that would be lovely.
Piece of gold?
For me.
Yes or no?
Sure.
All right. And I kick it over to you.
Oh,
Kick
poor
it.
bunny.
Oh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Christ.
Anything else before I go?
If nobody else wants anything, I'm gonna take out my sword. You should probably just leave, because you're like one bad thing about rabbits away from getting cut in half.
There's plenty of good things around here.
Crumbo feels the bag a little bit and tries to see if there's like movement without opening it up.
You don't feel anything. Like you don't feel movement,
Okay.
but there is definitely something in the bag. And it doesn't smell.
Alrighty then. I'm still confused.
Confused
There's-
about.
If it's alive or not?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't open that thing. I just know what's in it.
You think it's good against golems?
Hmm. If I say yes, would you leave me alone? What he said.
Oh, okay.
Does everybody finish their shopping?
Yeah,
There's
yes.
I need this man out of my face.
I'm done harassing Sven Pecker.
This isn't Sven.
This isn't Sven. This is
I'm not
you.
Sven. Who's Sven? What do you keep
This
referring
is-
me to Sven?
This is Dick Pecker.
That's
Ah,
Pecker.
Even worse.
Did you
Richard
say
Pecker
Dick
does-
Pecker? Dig
That's
Pecker.
7 Pecker, got it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't understand it with your accent.
Oopsie.
Want it to be
Anyways,
known, I
if you
heard.
guys are done, I guess I'll take my leave.
And like that, poof, he's gone.
Counterspell.
Do you have counterspell?
No.
Does anyone want a potion?
Thank you,
I was
Ala,
just
by
about
the
to
way.
offer those.
Oh, thank you guys. Oh, my voice.
Thank you, Ala. Can I?
Thanks, Tingle.
You're welcome.
Can I roll something to see if, like his, if his magic abilities are like Fae related at all?
Sure. What do we want to do? Perception, maybe? Investigation? Perception. Let's do perception.
Perception?
Yeah.
Okay. Good, that's the highest one out of the 3 you said. Fuck.
You think definitely with 100% certainty he is a creature from the Fae, despite looking like a halfling. That 100% Fae magic.
Okay.
And no one's going to convince you otherwise.
Good to know. Noted.
After he leaves, I'll dispel the mage hand.
Anyone want cheese?
So this
Wait, did you buy the
wheel
cheese?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, you did. I forgot.
It's 2 feet in diameter.
Yeah, I bought a big ass thing of
So
cheese.
it comes up to your shoulder, I would say, Tanzu.
It's Tanzu-sized cheese.
It's nipple height.
Nipple
It's like
height on him?
70%
Okay.
of my bag.
Please say yes. I have so much of it.
As a matter of fact, I don't.
And it's 1 day away from being rotten.
That's you.
Hey, people pay more for moldy cheese.
Mhm.
Don't make me pull you on the shot
Ooh la
and
la.
kick your
It
ass.
did say sharp cheddar, right? Is it sharp cheese? So it's already
Yeah.
old.
This
Sure.
is sugar.
It's
All right,
about
so-
to be extra sharp.
So who all asked? Who all wanted potions? Tanzu.
You guys
Watch
got
me
the
eat
small
cheese.
potions from the dude, right? As well.
Yeah, I bought
We
the
bought
small
all
potion.
the healing. Yeah,
Okay, he
I
gave
bought
you-
the 2 greater. He has the
Yeah, they
5.
took everything from me.
Nice.
And I now have 23 mystery potions.
Jesus.
I still
Like
have
a
so much
health
money, I don't know
potion?
what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
All these
It
suckers.
might be a health potion. I don't know.
We'll use it to restock your store.
Well, I'm gonna take a potion or two myself because I'm still pretty low.
Yeah, I was gonna say I kind of selfishly bought one of these for myself, but I do have another potion of greater healing for anybody that would like it.
And remember the cult guy did give you guys 5 of the half potions too, if you want to use them.
Oh, I thought we'd done been used those.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
right,
I
yes.
only saw one person roll, which
I
was
rolled
Darius.
for it.
I like 4 people.
So
roll.
now there's 4 left.
Oh,
Actually, a Karumbo rolled too.
I rolled too.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
did
yeah.
you
I
guys?
rolled twice.
Oh, there you go. I
Yeah.
didn't see them roll up. Okay, you guys are good. So there's two small ones left. Whoever has those.
Okay.
I'm just
You
gonna
give it 6 of the
Suggesting.
small ones, right?
those
Oh
like
yeah,
half
did he give
potions?
6? Yeah, he gave 6. So
So
you
yeah,
should have
2 left.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need any of the healing.
I'm just gonna be aggressively eating cheese.
You're
Just
gonna
out
get
here
suggestively
fucking playing
put all the potions
Skyrim
back.
and Oblivion, trying to fucking heal by eating a wheel of cheese.
I'm gonna have no poops for a week.
Wait till next session when Tanzu has to roll at disadvantage because he's constipated.
I can't wait for him to make a constipation check instead of a concentration.
Some people's
You would
bodies
never.
don't have that problem with cheese.
It's
That's
a
true.
whole wheel.
Yeah.
I'm not
It
eating
could be
the
lac-
entire wheel. I'm just
He could be lactose
aggressively
intolerant.
nibbling.
That's true. He could be.
I'm pretty sure even if you're lactose intolerant, if you're lactose intolerant, you eat a whole wheel of cheese. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be throwing it
This
up
is a
rather than
2
shitting it
wheel
out.
of
for
cheese.
sure.
I think I will die from eating it all first.
You're
We're
just
just gonna
gonna
very
start
suggestively-
throwing up from lactose overdose.
Tanzu,
While
are you
Tanzu's
going to take
eating.
any kind of health potion at all?
I don't have
Yeah,
any.
I'm shoving all the ones that I can suggestively towards Tanzu.
In his face,
While he's
maybe,
eating.
right? While he's eating cheese.
Can I give me what one? Find out the roll.
Oh, the one I just put in your
Greater?
direction was a
Is what you
greater.
bought?
Yeah, so you can roll the same thing I rolled.
You guys, I gotta go and eat.
Okay, thank you, Ala.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Enjoy your dinner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So it's 4d4 plus 4.
See.
Hey, that's not bad.
Are you good now, Tanzu?
Yeah. You sure you don't want some cheese? I have plenty. So please take some.
I'm gonna cut a little chunk out.
I'll take some.
And as I walk away, I'm just gonna be like, I'm just really interested to see how you're gonna transport this with chunks out. I'm just gonna start eating it.
It is just crammed into my backpack. I'm sure the mouse will burrow its way into it at some point.
I'm not quite sure how you're able to actually carry this.
We'll figure that out in the future.
Okay.
I
So
imagine it being like a stickball
it's
type
still pretty-
situation.
I kind of
Uh,
assume right now it's kind of just tied to the out, or like
Okay.
half of my back tied over.
It's
That's
still
fair.
pretty cool in this cave too, so you could just leave it here and it'll keep.
But
So we come back
the
out.
fungus thing, I don't want it on my cheese.
I got bad news for you, sir.
What?
You're gonna have to drop it somewhere.
Maybe you don't
have
know
a bad
how they
feeling
make
that that's
cheese.
gonna hinder you.
Yeah, it'll stop things from hitting me in the back. It gets to the cheese first.
All right, are we moving on? I'm ready to actually kill something.
Yeah, where are
So-
we going?
From this part of the cave, if you guys look back into near the door where you came in, you do see that there's two tunnels that are they have debris strewn around them over on your what would be your right hand side. And over to the left there's still you see some stairs kind of go up, but you can't see inside.
So you go check out that small room.
Yep, let's go.
That small room? Okay.
No, you guys wait here. Me and Darius need to do something real quick.
I'll just hop over. I could hop and slash swim over, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
it's
this is
only
water.
well the water's cold, but it's
Uh-huh.
not frozen. It's only about
I'm just
2 feet deep.
I'm just gonna sit my cheese wheel down beside me before I walk in.
Yep. It's probably still swimming height for us.
So the cheese was like sitting here.
Yeah.
I'll go
just
across
sit here
it.
and look up and keep watch.
The cheese looks really comfortable to sit on.
Don't sit on my cheese. You can eat some. Make it lighter, please.
I already carved off a piece. I'm eating
Okay,
second
good.
breakfast or whatever time it is.
Yeah, what time of day is it?
11sies.
11sies.
I'm gonna look into this. I'm gonna
Yep.
look into here. From where I'm at. Let's see
You
if I
gonna
can
look
see
in?
it. Yeah.
Actually, when you're that close, you you see that there's people in there. You see 2 people. They are dressed like they might be people that are looking for this cult, right? They look like plain folks, but they're in here. They're both on their knees praying.
Excuse me?
They don't answer you.
Darius, there's people in there.
What they doing?
Praying.
They're on their knees. They're kneeling and they're staring at the back wall.
Is there anything on the back wall?
From this angle, not that you can see.
Is there any loose gravel near me?
Yeah, there would be. It's a rocky floor.
I'm going to throw a small piece at one of them to try and get their attention.
Okay.
That's how you get people's attention. Okay.
I'm not approaching them after a previous conversation from the day.
You hit one of the commoners, one of the people, in the back of the head. It could be cultists. We don't
sorry?
know yet. You hit them in the back of the head. He does nothing.
We have a problem.
Yeah, I mean they're not bothering us, right? We don't have to bother them. if they're not
We do
bothering
though,
us.
because we have to see if they're the people we're looking for.
Oh, I didn't know that part. Who are we looking for? What?
The people that came in here before us.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
I don't. I'm gonna yell back to the group that there's people over here.
And you said eyes closed, right? They're praying.
They're
eyes
staring at
closed.
the wall. They look like they're praying. They're on their knees praying, it looks like. But they're at the wall, so you can't see from where you're standing if their eyes are open or closed.
Yeah,
While Tanzu's relaying information, steps in view so they can see me.
As you walk into the room, you hear shh.
From one of them?
And you start to cough. And you're going to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Motherfucker.
God damn it!
You'd think you guys would learn, but no.
I didn't enter the room. I learned.
Ah.
You see that there is gas of some sort coming from the ceiling. And just before you drop to your knees, you're able to call out to the group that it's a trap. And now you are on your knees and you start to see rabbits all around you. And you're a little
Regular
bit scared.
rabbits or hair gone?
All kinds of rabbits, little ones, killer bunnies,
The
not
rabbits
killer
are coming,
bunnies.
hooray.
They're all
Yeah.
around you. Some of them are coming out close. You try to touch them, but when you go to touch them, they kind of disappear.
That's with the 21.
Yep, that was a 21 save.
Hey, Kaya. Hey, Kaya.
Tanzu, you're starting to feel a little bit wobbly.
I'm gonna step back. And just, hey, Kaya, we might need that magic floating hand thing that I licked.
Thank goodness it doesn't come back with your disgusting saliva on it.
Darius is, in a predicament.
And
Don't
now,
enter the room.
and now that you're looking a little closer, Tanzu, you see that there was a wire on the floor that has been broken. And there might be like some kind of, it looks like maybe he stepped on something. You see signs of a trap.
I'm pretty sure he set off a trap.
And you can hear that the other people in there also are kind of talking nonsense to each other. And Darius is reaching for invisible fluffy bunnies that he can't see, but he wants to pet.
So can that hand of yours tie a knot around his arms or legs? If we can even reach him.
Do you have any rope?
Yes. I have 40 feet.
Yeah, he has tons of rope.
Well, hang on to one end.
I'm not. I'll hold one in as tight as I can, in both hands. Oh.
Yeah, just cast Mage Hand to carry it around the other side and tie a knot around his waist.
Okay.
Or tie a loop around his waist to be more exact.
Okay. And no reaction from Darius at all. Except you do hear him mutter, "Mommy?"
I'm gonna lightly tug on the rope, trying to pull Darius.
Since he's on his knees, he's not willingly walking. But if you pull harder,
I'm put all my weight into it, just leaning back as I pull.
okay, he moves a couple inches.
I'm gonna need some help. He's a little heavy for my size.
You're bigger than him.
He's still heavy.
He does wear heavy armor.
Don't look at me. I can barely carry what's on my back.
What is? Cool. Could I borrow your
Yes.
hand for a minute?
Sure thing.
Come pull this rope with me.
Okay.
Crumbo's leaning on the cheese.
I like that Crumbo's not even gonna help. That's so good.
I pull.
He's
back
looking
on the
and
rope
seeing what's
part.
happening.
So as you guys are pulling the rope, you are actually successfully moving him towards the opening of this cave.
As we pull, I'm just gonna step back, pulling. So,
The water that you're standing in, Tanzu, is cold,
I'm sure.
and it's like a couple feet deep, so up to your
How?
nipples or so.
Oh, so it's about the size of my cheese wheel.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm pulling as I back up.
Okay. Do you guys continue to pull him till he's clear of the room?
Yeah,
Yes.
I
Okay.
continue to pull until he's out of the room.
Can you do that again for the other folks that are in there?
I'm not sure they're savable.
I would like to incinerate them.
Incinerate them?
I don't know if whatever made him do that is flammable. I'm going to untie my rope from him.
Darius, you very clearly saw the stuff come down from a gaseous thing come down from the ceiling. So you know that because all effects have kind of dissipated from you as soon as you're off the steps leading into the room. So you're pretty sure that if you were to pull them out, that they would regain their senses.
What happened?
Don't go back in the room.
Oh, my head. Yeah, that's not safe in there. I should probably get those other people out too.
Here's my rope. I'm gonna eat cheese.
Just take a second and regain my composure.
So much now. Once Darius is functional of a human again, or rabbit man, I'm gonna hand him my rope.
Hey.
Going over here to Crumbo, who is leaning against my cheese.
I'll look over to Kyle. What am I supposed to do with this? I'm not going back in there.
I was never going in there to begin with. I mean, why would they be in a room that was trapped in the first place?
Tanzu mentioned something about having to rescue some people.
They got stuck. We need to find out who they are.
Yeah, see if they want to be in there or not.
Well, they made it in there without setting off this trap.
You say they came in on their
Maybe
own
they-
and then somebody set the trap on their way out?
Or maybe they set the trap themselves. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
We can still look in there and see them. Like, are they talking the same kind of nonsense as walking in there, or different nonsense because of the gas?
Give me investigation or perception, depending on, I guess, what questions you're gonna ask. So, like, investigation would give you what they are looking like, what they're saying out loud. Perception would be whether or not it's due to the gas.
Is it because of the gas?
They seem to be talking very, like, it doesn't sound quite like prayers. They seem to be reliving things from their past,
Okay,
and you believe it's from the gas.
cool. Yeah, so they are under the same thing that I was just now. I just lean over. I saw my mom. I haven't seen her in like 5 years. Maybe more. I don't know. Feywild time is weird. But it's been a long time since I saw my mom last. So whatever that is probably not safe for them, regardless of if they were in there intentionally or not. I kind of feel like we should still get them out.
Rumbo chuckles and says, Besides, it's just 2 more for Darius to kill on our way out. Worst case scenario.
Yeah, if they piss me off, I'll just put them on my shit list and I'll take out my paper and I'll show it to Kyle. See, I got Jim. And I got Fred on there. And I got Ada up there on the top. We can put these 2 on there too.
Well, I suppose so if that's what you want. Yes.
That's the
Smart.
best course of action, so be it.
Use my mage hand to take the rope and drag it back over to one of them.
While this is going on, I'm just cutting up my cheese and shoving it in my backpack in bits.
Okay.
You know it'll
So-
keep better in the wheel, right?
Yeah, but I can't carry it like that. I'm not
Snag
even the
a
part your
piece.
butt touched.
But instead of like walking back as I'm pulling, I'm doing like I'm feeding myself rope.
That's okay. All right. So you've successfully
the same
managed
thing.
to pull one of them out, and when you see them out here, you can tell that this one looks exceptionally thin. Cheeks are really sunken in. Their eyes look a little bit far away, but they've stopped the weird talking and muttering that they were doing before. Very weak and very frail.
Okay. Same thing to the other one.
So
And
same
this
thing.
time I'll step back a little bit so they can have room.
So exactly the same thing. They look very like almost on death's door.
Sure.
What happened? What happened? Who are you? Where am I?
That part's not important right now. Just know that you're safe. Fur than you were.
I have fur?
But it's good to know that you still got jokes while you're in your current state.
Jokes?
You don't know what a joke is?
Who are you?
My name is Darius. I was
Hi.
just in there with you. I wanted to come see if everything was okay. See if you guys needed any help. And then some. Yeah, go.
She weakly lifts up her hand and you can see pretty much all of her bones in her hand, and she reaches her hand up and kind of gestures towards the other person. We were doing our initiate trials. And then we found that room. And now you're here.
You found that room? What happened? What's the last thing you remember before you entered that room?
There was a glow, and we went in here to look to see. We were told we had to collect crystals from this cave and clear out all of the pests. And it was glowing over here. We thought maybe there was a crystal. So we came in. And now we're out, and oh my god, what happened to my hand? And she starts looking, and she realizes that she's a skeleton, basically.
Literal skin and bones.
Literal skin and bones.
Okay. Does she seem? Do either of them seem beyond saving?
I don't think they seem beyond saving. They're definitely exceptionally weak, would not be able to stand on their own at this point.
Sure.
If you look at them, if you were to do like, if you did like a medicine check, I'll just tell you anyway, but if you were to do a medicine check, then you would notice that it actually looks like they haven't eaten or drank anything in a number of days, and it looks like they almost or if they had stayed in that cave maybe another couple days, they would have starved to death.
Do you know that room was trapped?
No. I mean, I look like this now.
Yeah.
How long were we in there for?
All I know is that you were there when you were there since we've been here, and who knows how long it's been before that. But we just came in and saw you there, so I just wanted to make sure that you guys were okay. And I take out my water skin and I'll start giving each of them some drink out of my water skin.
Sure.
While they're drinking out of the water skin. Kyle, did we have anything to do with any crystals? Or was it just pests and rescuing people?
Well, as far as I'm aware, just rescuing people and killing pests.
Interesting.
Well, I guess this is 2.
We found 3 if you count the body over there.
There's 2 bodies over there.
4 if you count the bodies over there.
Fair. I'll turn over to Karumbo.
Bodies?
Maybe they'd like some cheese.
Yeah, you want some cheese?
Yeah, I was gonna say, as
Yep,
he's like
just
cutting up pieces and placing them in his bag, when he goes to cut another piece, I've just mage handed the chunk he put in there out of his bag and just
I stopped cutting after I cut up about 1/4 of it. It's like,
He just took it from your bag, though, and gave it to
Yeah.
these people.
I got that. I'm just saying, I stopped cutting after I cut like a 1/4 of it out.
And I'll look over to Karumbo. Can you go let those dragon douchebags know that we got a couple of people over here that might need some aid? Or that definitely need some aid?
Sure. He grabs another hunk of cheese from there without cutting it off. Just kind of takes it with him.
Breaks a handful of it. There's a hobbit-sized fist hole in the cheese.
So a toddler-sized handful of cheese.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll look back over to the new people. What's your name?
Who are you talking to? This guy?
No, Darius is talking to this person.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. Jasmine. I'm sorry. Is there more of that food? Might I have a little bit more? And she kind of looks up at Kyle, pleading
more cheese
eyes.
floats over.
I'm
Thank
walking
you.
away with the wheel of cheese in my hand towards the crystals. With my bag open.
The hell? Okay.
Hey.
So I got toddler bear hugging the cheese and just waddling.
Hey, Dricken Stew.
What drinking? My name is Fred.
Oh. I must have mistaken. We found a couple people back here.
Okay.
They're not doing very well.
Oh. I'll get them. And then this guy comes up. Yeah, this ice. We never thought about the ice. This is very good. He comes over. Oh, yes. I believe these are 2 of the initiates. Hold on. I'll take care of them. You guys can proceed.
I want to inspect the crystals and see if I can hide my cheese around them.
Right.
If there was a crevice big enough that I could stick my cheese and easily get it back out.
Yeah, like right here.
Okay, I'm gonna just stick my cheese over there, just leaning up
Okay.
against it.
Hold on, I'll draw some
How
cheese.
rude.
The 3/4 that's left.
As we're walking back over to the other side, I'm just gonna hold out a closed paw to fist bump Kyle all the way back.
I'm gonna reach back
Who
and
you fist bumping?
Kyle.
Okay.
I'm also gonna take my bag off and close it, realizing I left it open.
I'll lean over and fist bump back.
Yeah.
All right, so the dragon wing guy, he's gonna take care of the commoners and escort them out and get them all. Well, they're just named commoners because I needed tokens, but the initiates.
Yeah. All right. Now what?
Sir, before you leave, there's some dead bodies too.
Okay. I'll look at those too. Thank you for letting us know.
But you're welcome.
You should proceed into the cave to clear out the pests, I believe. We're still missing, and he holds up his hands, two more.
2 more? Okay. Sounds good. Thanks, Jim.
You're welcome, Susie.
Underline his name on my shit list. As we venture closer to the tunnels, catch up to Tanzu. Hey, so I'm not really good at looking out for traps and that kind of shit. I was never trained how to do that. Do you know how to do any of that?
I'm not the greatest at it.
I feel like somebody in our party is going to have to learn that at some point.
Maybe Kyle knows.
Because that gas was not fun.
Or Karumbo.
I'm going to interrupt this for a second
The
to tell
stealthy
you
Tanzu doesn't know.
Moss
I do.
is biting my mic arm right now.
Wait,
You should get treats.
Thanks, Moss.
Moss is just biting a
If
hunk
Moss
of
had
metal.
treats.
He's literally biting a hunk of metal. Yeah, I'll give him some treats. All right, sorry guys, continue.
It's fine. I feel like is like the supposed sneaky like person.
I'll keep an eye out for you.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it. Give him like a little friendly bump on the shoulder and keep going.
I'm just gonna turn and dead stare at Izul. A deer in headlights watching him.
Has anyone said anything about the crystals? Like what they do or anything, or no?
No.
Can I do like a perception check or something to see like?
Yeah, you can
To
investigate
identify
them if
them?
you'd like. Do investigation. Investigation first, then we'll see. They look like regular crystals. They're holding the light. They're kind of a white color. Sometimes they look a little pink. Sometimes they look a little blue. There does seem to be light coming from them, but that's not overly bright. And any light that is in the room is catching off them. They just look like run-of-the-mill, nothing fancy. Could possibly have a salt base. Do you want to check them for magic properties or something?
Yeah.
Give me Arcana. They definitely don't know exactly what type of magic, but they definitely have some kind of magic you can sense.
I have. I guess I could use my Tinker's tool, like chip off a piece of it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take like
How
Like
big
a-
of a piece? Like a fist size, a half a fist size.
like 2 fistfuls of it.
Okay.
Like just like 2 big like. 2 fistfuls of it.
Okay. You successfully do that. And then so put two chunks of crystal in for your inventory. They're unidentified at this point.
Got it. And I just happily walk back.
Okay.
Tanzu, I can smell your cheese over there.
I wasn't hiding it from you. Would you like some? Go help yourself with that small piece. Or just reach into my bag.
No, thank you.
The other tunnel then?
I guess this way. Looks like there's some stuff in the way, though.
Oh.
And perhaps maybe we should proceed with a bit more caution. As I look at Darius and Tanzu.
Who was it? Who was the first through the door?
Me.
Darius.
And who was the first in the room? Darius.
Me.
No.
Nice. Okay.
Couldn't be Darius again. No.
Oh,
No.
This is good for me to note. I'll just make all the traps for Darius.
Tanzu learned from Darius's mistake.
Okay, so are you guys just stopping at the water, or are you gonna walk across it, or what are you guys gonna do?
I'm walking across the first.
I was gonna say, can everybody swim?
It's only 2 feet deep.
It's only nipple deep.
Oh, plenty good then.
Except for Bunny Man. It might drown him if he's not careful.
I'm swimming, it'll be fine.
Because you're what? 2 feet tall and then you have a foot tall ear.
I'm solid 3 feet.
I want to look over at the rubble over there.
Okay.
I'm gonna step up.
Before we get to it this time.
Nice.
Now step up right up to it. Just kidding. Not.
Run
Not
into
doing
it.
So I'm assuming you guys are looking at this rubble here?
Yeah.
It just looks like regular rubble. There's some like wood pieces in it, some rocks. All the wood appears to be old and dry. Just basically junk.
Is it making like a barricade in our way, or can we
Well,
walk
I mean, it's in the way. You guys could climb over it. It would be considered difficult terrain.
I want to look at the ground
Okay.
and see if I see any wires, pressure things.
What do we look at for
Learn
traps?
it.
What's the check for traps? Dex?
Perception
It's
Perception?
usually perception,
Okay.
yeah.
or
Yeah.
investigation.
Give me either of those. I'll let you pick which one you want to give me, Shantae. Or I mean, Tanzu.
Investigation. Oh fuck.
You believe that there are no traps in this immediate area.
I think it's safe
Mhm.
for now.
For now.
As you guys get a little closer, you start to hear like a little skittering noise.
Are there valley girls in this cave?
Yeah, like, oh my god. I'm not good at sound effects, okay?
No, it's okay.
Don't shame me on
I wasn't
my
making
lack
fun of your-
of
I wasn't
voices
making fun of your
and
sound, I
effects. Hold on, let me actually look to see if there is one in the jukebox. Maybe there is. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I forgot this. It was psych and play sound.
Does that sound like a creature you know?
Wait, did somebody roll something? Lynn,
Yeah.
what's your investigation for? See if you know the sound of it?
Yeah.
You think it sounds like spiders. You just don't know how big they are.
Okay. It sounds maybe like spiders. I'm not sure how big.
You cut out a bit there, Britt.
Sorry, I said it sounds like spiders. I just don't know how big.
A part of me wants to just yeet a flaming arrow down this hallway, but the rest of me doesn't.
Just do
Good
it.
thing Izul bought that oil.
I'm not a fan of spiders.
I have my own.
As long as I can kill him, we'll be all right.
Uh,
Something to kill.
Bud, I think you should stay back a bit for now, just in case there's more traps.
Okay, you let me know.
I'm gonna approach the wood.
Okay. As you get closer to the wood, you do see some more of that moss.
I think this tunnel's no go. Maybe the other one above us?
Why is
Go
that?
for it. See what happens.
That brown shit over there.
Oh, ick.
Yeah.
So don't get too close to that moss. It's not quite cleared up yet, but this
I
one
assume we're
here,
safe on him.
if you look past the debris here, that would be difficult terrain to cross. You do see spiderwebs.
That spiderweb crosses the whole
Tunnel, yep.
tunnel?
Mhm.
Oh god.
He says out loud.
I say nothing. I didn't scroll ahead.
Means it's a big spider.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I am so ready.
That room looks like a butthole.
I see someone else zoom out.
Sure does.
It does look like a butthole, doesn't it?
I like the interesting
Schematically a
text up
cave
here.
butthole.
Oh, there's interesting text up there, yeah.
I don't want to get into a fight this late at night.
It'll
We
be
have a choice.
fun.
I'm just looking at what time it physically is.
Yeah, I don't think we have a choice though.
Well, we do. We can just not go in there for the next 40 minutes.
Just sit here in silence.
Let's sit here and play with ourselves.
We must proceed. We can't just stand around and not do anything.
I'm gonna tug on one of the. Well, walk up beside Crumbo. I'm pulling a piece of wood.
I'm gonna look around and see if there's a reason that this stuff collapsed.
It
I'm
doesn't look like it came from the tunnel, because the tunnel itself is all wood, not wood, it's all stone. It looks like it was kind of put here, but you don't know how long ago.
They blocked this off themselves? These people are weird.
I personally don't want to have to climb it if something's chasing us out, so I'd rather move it.
I guess it makes sense though, right? If you got a spider in there, you'd try to do something, I guess, to keep it from coming out. And I guess it worked.
We have to run away. Running in a straight line's a lot easier than running up a hill. Or, in this
Agreed.
case, a pile of wood.
How?
You want to try
Before I ask, Tanzu, does it look safe for me to come over there?
Oh yes, it is safe to come to me.
I love that
Okay.
he's asking Tanzu for all of this now. This cannot go wrong, can it?
I know, right? Right?
We built a friendship.
As as I head over, not touching the moss that's not cleared yet. Did you say that this debris is like, is it like old? Is it fragile?
Yeah, it looks really like dried out.
Does it look like I can smash it?
Yep.
Bunny man, be careful. Can I investigate the pile?
Sure. Didn't you already? Oh no, Crumbo did.
I
No,
want to
you
investigate
did
it.
already. You investigated it.
No, I investigated the floor. I didn't look at the piles.
Oh, okay. Oh, you went for traps and stuff, right? Okay.
Oh, we don't roll.
Okay.
I want to roll.
All right.
Investigation.
Sure.
I
It's-
should have let you tell me.
It's old, dried planks of wood and some rocks.
But I don't see any traps in it. All that matters.
You do not see any traps.
Go for it, bunny man.
All I need to know, smash our way through so it's not difficult terrain anymore.
Sure.
Do spiders like fire? Because I'm feeling like we might need.
I got one way to find out.
Seeing some spiders here.
It was a good thing that
Izul
Izul bought that oil.
no.
Yeah, for sure. We also have people that could just like
Yeah.
shoot fire.
I can't shoot fire.
I'm just saying, I
But
can
You
also
got, you
breathe
got cool
fire.
shit too, Crumbo. It's okay. I can't shoot fire either. Although I thought I could.
Turnbo's
You saw me
pretty weirded
with
out
the-
by the whole idea of spiders, apparently, is what's going on.
You saw me with that golem. I almost made my hands light up on fire. I wonder if I keep doing that some more, if they'll eventually light on fire.
I don't think that's gonna feel too good on your hands.
That would be your fur, wouldn't it?
I don't know. We'll see.
Who's gonna lead the way?
Step back.
Crumbo takes a deep breath and goes forward.
How can I dare you step back? He's learning.
As soon as Crumbo goes in, I'll go in right behind. That's a big ass spider web, Crumbo.
That does look like a butthole.
Crumbo stops well in advance of the spider web, looking at it for little spiders.
You do not see any little spiders.
Crumbo, are you okay? It's just a spider web.
Hey Izul, you want to find out if spider webs are flammable?
As much as I would like to yeet a firebolt at that thing, I don't think it'd be a very good idea since there's a mold next to it.
I forgot about the mold. Let's not do that.
Good thing someone's paying attention.
Izul pays attention quite a bit. Remember, he was the one. You guys are in a in a flour mill, and you want me to come in here and use fire spells.
I guess we do. What's the worst thing that happened?
Now he's like, you want
Well,
me to
yeah,
burn?
you get extra fire damage that way.
Yeah. It might hit yourself and your friends, but you know.
I'm gonna push my way to the front. And kind of swing my sword wildly into the spider web.
You swung your sword into the spider web?
Yes, trying to clear it so it's not in the way.
Does he get string out of that?
No.
No.
Roll your sword then, Shantae.
Oh, I have to actually attack the spider web.
Yes, it has hit points.
Oh,
You damage the spider web successfully.
that's
Insert
that
spider
shit's
noises.
sick.
You got that over there, big guy? I believe
What-
in you.
Whatever it is, I think it's getting closer.
Oh,
You guys
fuck.
kind of see a spider peek around the corner.
It's definitely getting closer.
Ahead of us? Oh, that one right there. Yep, that one.
That's a very big spider.
That is not a spider.
I think I'm a snack to that spider based off of its web.
No kidding.
Come on, you want to have a little bit of fun with a spider? 6-on-1. What's the worst that could happen?
You really think there's only one?
Excuse me.
I see one over there.
No, spiders are
Yeah.
normally pretty solitary, right?
Don't they also normally have hundreds of babies?
Oh, crap.
I'm
Yep.
gonna turn back lid. How much do you know about spiders?
Not a whole lot, but I'm willing to be more near the front. Maybe not the front, though.
You think you see that spider over there?
I do.
You think it's got friends?
Or-
I'm certain they probably do.
What do you think? We could probably take them though, right? Right? Wink with my good eye. Right?
I mean, really, it just depends on how far this goes, and I have no idea.
Do spiders like moss?
He's a pretty cool cat, so I would hope so.
For people in the YouTube world who may not know this, my cat's name is Moss.
You should flash a picture of him on screen here.
Okay, if I remember.
Gave you an audio cue for everything.
Yeah.
I did. I even
Alright.
threw my hand up physically in my room like a crazy person.
Tanzu, how's that web coming?
I'm gonna swing again. I'm trying to open. Let me scan it quick.
And the web is dead.
Yay. Pat him on the back. Good job, bud. Your first kill.
I just struggled for 5 minutes to open a lifesaver because I couldn't rip the plastic. I'm not going first.
Are you good to still lead, bud? We can switch places if you want.
Yes. I don't think that's a good idea. If we
Small.
come into something bad, you can run up ahead.
Okay. Lead on, oh great leader.
Who is he talking to?
You.
Oh. What's Contos's character's name?
Bell.
Bellathiel.
Elithiel.
I kind
Wait a
of wish
second.
Bell was here.
I have a dumb idea.
Me too.
I have a really dumb idea.
What's your dumb
Not
idea?
surprised.
Try and sneak attack it with my bow.
Oh god. Before you, I see him pull a bow out. Before you do that, point over to these over here. Can we make sure that this is okay to cross first? Because if we piss off that spider, obviously I'm going to go jump in.
On the
But
floor, you very clearly see, and what you're pointing at is a thick, sticky web all across the floor.
So the answer would be no. It could probably count as what? Rough terrain?
Web-filled areas are difficult terrain.
Okay, yeah.
it's far away enough. It's far enough away from the mold moss stuff. Could light it up.
That's true.
I throw a firebolt at the spider web thingy.
Okay.
Well, there went my idea.
All right, we're gonna rule of cool this. It catches on fire.
Is the spider angry? Running away? Pissed off?
Well,
Doesn't care? Oh, it's pissed off.
Oh, it cares.
It's very happy. It was annoyed.
Stoked.
No.
Stoked.
I'm not.
so it sounds like, based on group kind of consensus here, that we're gonna call it for tonight, and we'll pick it up with combat next session. Do we want to roll now or no? We'll wait.
Let's roll my start.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay. All right, guys. So for the people in YouTube land, we're gonna end the recording here, and a shorter session, I guess, but that's still okay. So featuring tonight, we didn't get Bell. He didn't show up, which is kind of fine because he had real life things. But Tanzu, played by Zombie Shantae, Lynn by Betrayal, Darius by Sand God Tim, Karumbo by Rienth, Izul by PraxicFire, and Kyle by Juan Sad Panda. And I'm your DM, pStabs.
Don't forget our special guest tonight.
Special guest tonight, Mr. Pecker, was Al Awake. Thank you guys for
I
playing.
think you did.
Good, perfect.
Nope, you didn't.
What? No. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Okay, that time you didn't.
Bye, YouTube.
Good night, everyone.